In the fifth year of the apocalypse, a crumbling building packed with wary survivors screams, "Yep, the world's toast." Wang Qiao's father painfully reveals his sister was chosen as one of the abandoned Aka shoved outside to die. Furious at the absurdity, Wang Qiao grabs his dad and demands answers. Wasn't the exile list supposed to be a fair draw? The Scarfist leader sneers, calling sickly Wang Qiao useless and his sister a waste of rations. Insulted and threatened, Wang Qiao grips his sword in warning, fully aware has outmatched. Scarfist steps closer, mocking that a low tier like Wang Qiao isn't even qualified to fight. Swallowing the insult, Wang Qiao forces out her location and gets a cold reply behind the mountain. He bolts there instantly, ignoring the jeers trailing behind him. Sprinting down the empty path, Wang Qiao shouts her name, praying she's still alive. In the bushes, Wang Huan cries quietly, planning to disappear so she won't drag her brother down. Wang Xiao finds her and forces a smile, knowing a second later might meant forever. Reunion time lasts 2 seconds before a high-level revenant crashes in and ruins everything. Wang Huan blocks a fatal blow for him and collapses, leaving Wang Qiao screaming in despair. Grief flips the switch to madness. He charges back, only for his sword to shatter mid-swing. Watching his sister die and the monster stand tall, he despairs he was too late to activate the system. As hopeless memories swallow him, a voice yanks him awake from the nightmare. He opens his eyes to a familiar classroom and a friend long dead in the apocalypse. Did time just rewind? The teacher mentions a special zone quota for young awakened, later humanity's ultimate safe haven. Realizing his 15 years pre-apocalypse, Wang Qiao's heart pounds at his redo chance. He calls the system, and the familiar interface pops up. Yep, past life perks still installed. Remembering his mother dying in the corpse tide and his sister's sacrifice, Wang Qiao swears to win that special zone slot. Memory also drags up Zhang Kun, the thug who once forced the siblings into slavery to survive. Under Zhang Kun's rule, countless were slaughtered and exploited, turning the place into literal hell. In that hellish memory, a blonde girl with terrifying awakening powers appears, once saved by Wang Qiao. Back to now, Zhang Kun is torturing Zhou Yingyuan, nailing her hand to the table with an iron rod. He coldly reminds her that with dad in debt and mom gone, she'll repay the family herself. Not satisfied, Zhang Kun kicks her down to speed up her surrender. Even with his foot on her face, Zhou Yingyuan curses back, fueling his cruelty. Right then, the door flies open. Wang Qiao enters, eyes blazing. Bat in hand, he strides in coldly, making Zhang Kun snap. Who dares barge in? Wang Qiao smirks and declares he's the hero here to clean up trash. Zhang Kun laughs and orders his goons to teach the lunatic a lesson. A few precise swings later, Wang Qiao drops them all like bowling pins. Clearing the mobs, he chokes Zhang Kun against the window, suffocating his bravado. Fully restrained, Zhang Kun trembles and demands to know who he is. Wang Qiao replies icily, their enemies, just that the grudge comes from the future. Without further explanation, Wang Qiao lands a crushing blow that leaves Zhang Kun writhing. Afterward, he helps Zhou Yingyuan up and asks if she's okay. Then he remembers unfinished business and turns back to Jiang Kun, who's crawling away. Bat on his shoulder, Wang Qiao coolly asks where the IOU is. This time is collecting principal and interest. Pale with fear, Jiang Kun shakily points to the corner desk hiding the debt note. Wang Qiao grabs the IOU but pauses at the cold, sharp sword lying beside it. His past life combat instincts kick and he picks up the blade and feels its dangerous chill. Facing Zhou Yingyuan again, Wang Qiao hands her the IOU and declares she owes no one anymore. Zhou Yingyuan's trembling hands shred the IOU because the debt was just fancy exploitation. The system announces a successful link with Zhou Yingyuan, though her powers are still pending activation. Wang Qiao hands her the sword and coolly asks how she plans to settle this score. Feeling raindrops fall, Wang Qiao instantly recognizes the ominous black rain. The system declares the apocalypse has begun as Zhou Yingyuan awakens an A-rank metal manipulation ability. Wang Qiao recalls the power ranking tiers and their destructive gaps. Only smart evolvers survive. Claiming his system rebate reward, he feels a surge nearly pushing him into Berserk tier. Zhou Yingyuan notices he shares her metal ability and curiously asks about the coincidence. Wang Qiao just smiles, saying they're the same kind of people system secret safely hidden. He knows the power comes from linking with her, but that little detail stays classified. The trio heads to the school's registration zone, where special zone shelter quotas are decided. A guard suggests they join the military for their strong abilities, but Wang Qiao has bigger plans. Zhou Yingyuan suddenly offers her special zone slot to Wang Qiao without hesitation. Their companion is stunned as they treat a life-saving quota like spare change. Suddenly, a man sprints down the street, chased by a grotesque creature. Watching human bite human, Wang Qiao knows instantly zombies have clocked in. The companion draws a gun in warning, but the monster just roars and charges. With no retreat left, Wang Qiao shouts to fire before it's too late. Seeing chaos erupt, Wang Qiao snaps off an iron railing for a weapon. Spinning it like a spear, he lunges at the zombie with killing intent blazing. The iron bar pierces straight through, dropping the monster on the spot. Staring at the corpse, Wang Qiao realizes this apocalypse started earlier than he remembers. His phone rings, his mother's urgent call makes his heart sink. Hearing his sister was kidnapped, Wang Qiao's mind explodes. This never happened before. He realizes the timeline has shifted. The butterfly effect is shredding his old memories. Even so, he rises instantly. This time, his sister won't meet the same fate. Metal power erupts as spikes burst from the ground, shredding zombies in mass. Zhou Yingyuan is stunned, same ability, but Wang Qiao's destruction is on another level. Under the black rain, Wang Qiao rushes home and bursts in, calling for his mother. Hugging her tight, he promises to bring his sister back at any cost. His mother says the kidnappers demand Wang Qiao go to Qianyuan Tower if he wants her alive. Hearing Qianyuan Tower, Wang Qiao frowns. Battlement unlocked. Zhou Yingyuan explains it belongs to Qiang Qian, Jiang Kun's half-brother. Wang Qiao's anger spikes. This man never appeared in his previous life. He tells his mother to prepare for the shelter while he goes to rescue his sister. Watching her pack, Wang Qiao blames himself for trusting past life memories too much. Reborn in brutal apocalypse mode, he vows to calculate every step to protect his family. Asking about Qiang Qian, he confirms the man is the ruthless overlord behind Qianyuan Tower. At the special zone gate, Wang Qiao escorts his mother inside, promising reunion after the rescue. He waves her off as the black rain pours harder, forcing calm into his chest. The special zone gates slam shut, leaving Wang Qiao and Zhou Yingyuan outside in a collapsing world. Walking through corpse-littered streets, Zhou Yingyuan asks what's happening. Wang Qiao only shakes his head. A zombie suddenly stands and stares. Wang Qiao coldly muses that hell must be full already. His sword shoots out, pierces the zombie's head, then zips back like a loyal boomerang. Surveying the chaos, Wang Qiao knows this apocalypse is even crueler than before. Suddenly, a thunderous explosion booms in the distance. An ultra-powerhouse has arrived. A woman engulfed in crimson flames appears in the battlefield's center. Wang Qiao instantly recognizes her. Lu Huo, the Flame Queen, once ranked among the apocalypse's top elites. Past life memories flash her. Flames once incinerated hordes of monsters like Barbecue Night. At the base, she was dubbed a catastrophe level awakened, a title that made knees wobble. His friend once swore Lu Hu was the strongest elemental ability user of the apocalypse. In Wang Qiao's memories, she stood as an undefeated symbol on Doomsday battlefields. A thought sparks: if he links with Lu Huo, his power will skyrocket. Wang Qiao instantly shouts for Zhou Yingyuan to gear up for this fresh slice of hell. Right then, the mutants chasing Lu Hu charge in like starving beasts. Lu Hu swings her arm, conjuring a massive fire ring that roasts monsters en masse. But after that blast, she drops to one knee, overcooked from burning too many at once. Sensing a golden opportunity, Wang Qiao dashes in at breakneck speed. No small talk, he slashes straight through a mutant closing in. His blade dances midair, shredding multiple monsters in stylish succession. Another tries a sneak attack but gets smashed by a flying object before touching him. Zhou Yingyuan smirks. She just yeeted an iron barrel and crushed it flat. Wang Qiao orders her to control nearby metal plates and forge him more weapons. He keeps slashing, every strike precise and instantly fatal. Zhou Yingyuan drives metal spikes through the remaining creatures. After the brutal clash, the battlefield finally quiets down. Behind them, Lu Hu stares in shock. The duo are nearly peak berserk tier. Wang Qiao turns and calmly asks if She's hurt, like that chaos was casual cardio. They exchange names, marking their official Doomsday introduction. The system immediately announces a successful link with Lu Hu and grants an rank ability reward. A blazing red sigil forms on Wang Qiao's hand. New power loading. He steps before a shopfront to test his freshly acquired strength. Crimson energy surges in his palm, heating his body like a furnace. Wang Qiao smiles, has successfully claimed another ability. Without hesitation, he accepts the returned strength power from the system. Instantly, metal objects rise and orbit him, proving full awakening achieved. Gathering metal and flame together, he begins forging a new sword between the twin forces. Metal and fire fuse midair, birthing a fiercely blazing blade. He names it True Flame Forged Metal and realizes he's stepped into a higher tier. After testing it, Wang Qiao retracts the sword, reshaping it into a silver bracelet. Outside, black rain lingers while Zhou Yingyuan doodles on mutant corpses, piquing Lu Huo's curiosity. Zhou Yingyuan asks for art feedback, and Lu Huo can only give an awkward pity compliment. Lu Huo asks their destination, and Zhou Yingyuan casually replies she's just wandering the apocalypse too. Lu Hu explains she got separated from her team, hence soloing the chaos. Hearing Wang Qiao's sister was kidnapped, Lu Hu is visibly alarmed. Wang Qiao announces their next stop, Qianyuan Tower. Lu Hu warns the area is swarming with black rain-deranged lunatics. After brief thought, Lu Hu decides to join them to Qianyuan Tower. Knowing the Flame Queen's strength, Wang Qiao immediately welcomes her aboard. On the way, he senses Lu Hu is hiding something behind her vague words. Noticing Zhou Yingyuan sulking, Wang Qiao hands her a colored paint box to cheer her up. He teases that painting only in red is boring, earning her embarrassed silence. Marching forward resolutely, Wang Qiao shouts that he's here to save his sister. Ahead, Qianyuan Tower looms like a fortress over the city. Wang Qiao knows the black rain's pause is just the prelude to worse horrors. He must rescue his sister fast before everything spirals beyond control. The trio enter Qianyuan Tower amid an eerily suffocating silence. Wang Qiao quickly spots an obstacle blocking the corridor ahead. He vaults over first, Zhou Yingyuan following cautiously while scanning the area. Reaching the elevator, Wang Qiao asks for Qiang Qian's location, but Zhou Yingyuan has no clue. Out of options, he decides to hit the top floor and sweep downward one level at a time. The elevator doors open, packed wall-to-wall with mutants. Wang Qiao instantly steps back, sensing a boss fight loading. The mutants snarl and charge, fangs gleaming with bloodlust. He draws True Flame Forged Metal, slashes forward, and orders the girls to guard the rear. Zhou Yingyuan confidently takes the task, ready to mop up leftovers. She fires a barrage of metal spikes, skewering mutants clean through. Lu Hu erupts in flames, torching enemies down the corridor. Even while burning, the mutants keep charging, turning chaos up a notch. Lu Hu keeps blasting fireballs, but they advance like lunatics. A massive fiery explosion roars, vaporizing multiple mutants at once. Amid the carnage, Wang Qiao still teases them to be careful. Charred mutant corpses litter the hallway beneath their feet. Zhou Yingyuan jokes that Lu Hu burning everything black ruins the aesthetics. Fire and metal powers intertwine again mid-battle. Blades and sharp spiritual energy repeatedly pierce mutant bodies. Watching closely, Wang Qiao notes Lu Hu lacks combat experience despite her past fame. Meanwhile, freshly awakened Zhou Yingwen fights as fiercely as her future self. A sudden feral roar snaps all three into alert mode. Ahead, a massive tide of revenants surges toward them. Realizing a frontal clash is suicide, Wang Qiao orders the girls into the elevator first. Two hexagonal metal constructs glow blue behind them. Activating his power, Wang Qiao lifts them airborne straight into the elevator. He alone stays behind to face the oncoming horde. Inner energy erupts, blue-white blasts tearing into the swarm. The devastating force rips through their formation, shaking the floor. After clearing a path, Wang Qiao dives into the elevator and slams it shut. Temporarily safe, Lu Hu questions why the monsters keep multiplying. She suspects Qiangqin's trap, while Wang Qiao only worries about his sister. Refusing delay, Wang Qiao boosts the elevator with his ability. It rockets upward like a jet engine, leaving Lu Hu wide-eyed. On an upper floor, amid heaps of corpses, another colossal creature appears. It's a matured revenant variant, covered in spikes with a razor-sharp tail. Its crimson gaze locks onto the ascending elevator. In a blink, it smashes through the doors and leaps inside. The cramped cabin turns battlefield as the beast overwhelms them. Wang Qiao is stunned. This tear shouldn't spawn this early. Without hesitation, he blasts open the elevator doors to drag the fight outside. He leaps out first, shouting for the others to follow. In seconds, all three stand on the upper floor ready to clash. The matured revenant variant springs out with savage momentum. Lu Hu charges first, hurling a giant fireball to engulf it. It survives and slashes back with razor claws. Wang Qiao dashes in, delivering a lightning-laced flaming kick that knocks it back. The blow sends it crashing into the blazing inferno's core. After saving Lu Hu, Wang Qiao quickly checks her for injuries. Zhou Yingwen steps forward with a fierce grin, prepping her next move. Nearby rubble is pulled together by her power into a massive stone sphere. She hurls the boulder down the elevator shaft to crush the beast below. Elsewhere in the tower, Lianjian hears the massive commotion. Seeing revenant corpses piled on the stairs, he suspects other fighters are present. Clinging to the wall, Wang Qiao warns the beast may not be dead. Sure enough, the matured revenant variant leaps back up, radiating violent blue-violet aura. Its entire body erupts with sinister energy, shaking the space around it. Enraged, it charges, each step trembling the entire floor. Zhou Yingwen realizes it's targeting her and shows panic for the first time. Facing the matured revenant variant again, Wang Qiao clenches his fist. This fight is deadly serious. He draws true flame-forged metal, flames roaring along the blade as battle mode reactivates. Wang Qiao coldly declares he's no longer the weakling from his past life. Two fiery slashes carve across the monster's back, leaving blazing scars midair. But its steel-like hide barely scratches, forcing Wang Qiao to rethink. Flames surge violently in his palm. Close combat it is. A fire-wrapped punch detonates straight into the revenant's face. The impact sends it flying sideways, features warping inside a blaze. Yet from the inferno, its razor claws still lash back. Realizing the damage isn't enough, Wang Qiao opts for teamwork. Behind him, Zhou Yingwen and Lu Hu simultaneously unleash a massive fire mass. The explosive fireball slams into the revenant like a living bomb. Still it roars, resisting with berserk strength against the flames. The two girls intensify their assault, targeting its heart. Seizing the opening, Wang Qiao raises his flaming blade for the finisher. He hacks twice into the beast's colossal body. Suddenly, the blade snaps as the monster erupts into a stronger, transformed state. Wang Qiao instantly restores his sword, recalculating ranged attacks won't cut it. At that moment, Lian Jianzhou appears behind them, chuckling coldly at the chaos. Lu Hu immediately calls for her captain's help against the giant beast. Lian Jianzhou smirks, saying he enjoys smashing stubborn things. Without delay, he charges the revenant with explosive momentum. A blue force punch crashes into the monster's face, staggering it. Lian Jianzhou unleashes a combo barrage, shattering its hardened armor. Spotting the chance, Wang Qiao dives in to strike its heart. Zhou Yingwen and Lu Hu coordinate swiftly, prepping the kill shot. In berserk form, the monster howls and lunges at Lian Jianzhou. A gigantic fireball suddenly pierces through, igniting its body. The searing flames make the beast scream in agony. Wang Qiao grips his lightning flame sword and charges at the decisive moment. The blade plunges into its chest, torrents of fire surging through. The matured revenant variant explodes in a sea of crimson flames. Wang Qiao stands amid ashes, watching the charred remains. Zhou Yingwen laments that the burnt corpse ruined her canvas. Wang Qiao turns to Lu Huo, asking about the man who just arrived. She introduces him as Lan Jianzhou, her captain. Wang Qiao politely shakes hands while secretly gauging his strength. Hearing the name, it feels oddly familiar, though he can't place it. He tries activating the system link but gets denied, conditions unmet. Lian Jianzhou reassures Lu Huo, yet the group senses something off. Not following their cryptic talk, Wang Qiao politely asks what's going on. Lian Jianzhou decides secrecy is pointless now that today shattered protocol. Lu Huo admits they belong to the Special Security Bureau, monitoring the awakened. Wang Qiao feigns surprise at a government unit policing superpowers. Lian Jianzhou explains power can corrupt, so the government keeps watch. Wang Qiao realizes this bureau is the precursor to the famed Hexagon Council post-apocalypse. He also understands why Lu Hu later became its iconic figure. Suddenly, Wang Qiao points his sword at the monster's corpse as if inspecting something. He asks Lian Jianzhou whether any normal civilians were seen in the building. Hearing only lunatics were found, Wang Qiao's heart tightens instantly. Without explaining, he spins around and sprints off to find his sister. He mutters he needs to confirm something and races downstairs. He dashes through corridors smeared with blood and massacre remains. Panic brews inside him. What if the altered timeline doomed her? Suddenly, a familiar silhouette lying on the floor makes him freeze. A long-haired girl lies face down in a pool of blood, unmoving. Trembling, Wang Xiao turns her over in dread. The face is completely unfamiliar, leaving him stunned. He exhales in relief. It's not his sister. Wang Xiao guesses she left before the building went to hell. As he hesitates, a voice claims it might know where she is. Turning back, he sees Lian Jianzhou standing behind him. Lian Jianzhou explains a crimson-level awakener fluctuation was detected here. Wang Qiao immediately asks if that awakener can be tracked. Lian Jianzhou raises his locator app, confident he's locked onto the signal. Elsewhere in the building, chaos is unfolding. Salon coldly interrogates captives who dare disobey. He crushes an ice prison holding a victim like it's party entertainment. The shattering ice terrifies everyone watching. A subordinate reports the experimental device is ready for Sulan. He orders the experiment to begin at once. Innocent people are bound and dragged away like lab materials. In the lab, Wang Huan is tied to a table amid scenes of gruesome human dissection. In despair, she can only pray her brother comes. Just then, Lian Zhanji's phone receives a location ping. He confirms the energy fluctuation comes from the building ahead. Wang Qiao clenches his fists and moves in immediately. The group enters while Lu Hu still suspects someone's inside. Wang Qiao notices everything is dust-covered, like long abandoned. Climbing the stairs, he senses this was all premeditated. He glances at Lian Zhao glued to his phone and instantly suspects he's hiding something. The locator shows the target here, yet no one's visible. Something's hidden in plain sight. Wang Qiao looks at the floor and deduces if not above, then underground. Impatient, Lian Zhanzhou smashes the floor despite Lu Hu's alarmed protests. One punch shatters it, revealing a secret basement bullseye. In the dark basement, two of Qiang Qian's men hide, unaware they've been exposed. The ceiling collapses suddenly, dust exploding as they panic, thinking the building fell. Lian Zhanzhou dusts himself off, laughing his reckless hit just flushed out the rats. Wang Qiao descends, freezes at the sight of Qiang Qian, fury igniting instantly. Without wasting words, he draws his true flame blade and demands his sister back. As tension peaks, a streak of blue lightning slams down. Another player joins. A massive boulder hurtles at Lian Jianzhou in a blatant sneak attack. He kicks it away like a sledgehammer, dust erupting across the basement. Smirking, he mocks the ambusher's cheap tricks. Salon steps from the shadows arrogantly, acknowledging Lian Jianzhou's strength before acting. With a wave, he casts ice magic, freezing the surrounding walls to control the field. He taunts Lian Jianzhou as a lapdog, clearly provoking him before battle. Lian Jianzhou fires back, promising to silence that filthy mouth with his fists. Qiang Qian panics, blaming Su Lan entirely and denying involvement in the kidnapping. Wang Qiao coldly demands his sister's whereabouts, killing intent chilling the basement. Salan laughs perversely, hinting she was mere experiment material and likely dead. The words stab Wang Qiao's heart, leaving him frozen in disbelief. He realizes in agony that even reborn, his sister's cruel fate may not change. Salan adds fuel, sneering he arrived just in time to collect the corpse. Lu Hu erupts in flames, ready to burn them all for another word. Zhao Yingyuan charges first, wielding a wall slab with iron rod, determined to crush the ice mage herself. Her strike is blocked by Su Lan's thick ice barrier, proving his defense is no joke. So Lan sneers confidently, convinced they have no idea what true power looks like. An ice spike counterattacks. Lu Hu blocks, but still gets her cheek sliced. Yeah, that hurt. From behind, Lian Zhanzhou unleashes his rank ability, countless vines exploding to bind the field. Suddenly, an invisible hand drags him underground into a magic circle, vanished, leaving everyone stunned. Zhou Yingwan goes berserk, forcing her vines harder to pierce the ice in revenge. The vines crack the defense, shocking Su Lan, who roars and prepares a counter. An explosion rocks the basement, smoke swallowing visibility and certainty alike. When it clears, Zhao Yingyuan collapses, blood trailing from her lips after a fatal counterstrike. Su Lan's ice spear has pierced her body. He laughs, thinking it's game over. Yet with insane willpower, she grips his wrist, refusing to let go even at death's door. She screams for Wang Qiao to strike now. This is the only window. Wang Qiao snaps awake, true fire engulfing his blade as his eyes turn judgment cold. Crimson flames erupt. He blitzes forward to settle this blood debt. Yin Ting gathers lightning in secret, clearly itching to join once Wang Qiao gains ground. He fires high-voltage electricity, boldly declaring hell take Wang Qiao head-in. Hundreds of volts roar forward, but Wang Qiao sidesteps cleanly, eyes locked on Su Lan. At that instant, vines burst from the ground, binding Su Lan midair before he can react. Dying yet defiant, Zhao Yingwan screams for Wang Qiao to finish it. No second chances. Wang Qiao ignites true fire fist and charges, pouring every ounce of killing intent into one blow. Su Lan erects layered ice shields, betting everything on stubborn defense. Wang Qiao's flaming blade shatters each layer, ice explosions echoing through the basement. Behind him, Lu Hu catches Zhao Yingyuan, horrified as the ice spear drains her life force. Gritting her teeth, Zhao Yingyuan self-immolates the ice inside her to break free, agony be damned. After the relentless assault, Wang Qiao lands gasping, sweat and smoke cloaking him. The colossal ice wall ahead shatters. He thinks Su Lan is finally done. But behind the wreckage, Su Lan still stands, maimed yet grinning like a demon. The group falls silent. They went all out and still couldn't kill him. Underground, meanwhile, Lian Jianzhou is dragged deeper, situation critical. Yanli, the magma manipulator, pins him below, laughing about burying him alive. Above, Su Lan unleashes full ice power, transforming into a combat ice form. A rain of ice spikes crashes down. Wang Qiao counters with blazing true fire fist. Fire and ice collide violently, but Wang Qiao senses Su Lan's power has surged terrifyingly. Then Yanli and Yinting reappear topside, casually spectating like it's theater night. Surrounded by 3 enemies, Wang Qiao still erupts in flames and charges Su Lan. Ice spikes barrage him, yet he glides through like a phantom. His flaming sword cleaves a massive ice block blocking his path. True fire condenses into a giant flaming arrow. Wang Qiao roars and hurls it. Su Lan dodges easily, sneering that Wang Qiao's panic made him throw his weapon. But the flaming arrow halts midair. Something's off. Wang Qiao smirks. The trap has sprung right on cue. The arrow spins into a colossal fire vortex, slamming into Su Lan and scorching the space itself. The inferno rages so fiercely even distant Yanli is shaken. Amid flames, Su Lan still stands -1 arm, gritting that he almost died. Seeing him alive, Wang Qiao's heart sinks. The killing blow lacked just a bit more. He decides instantly to finish the heavily wounded foe from range. But at that moment, Yanli dives from above, magma-charged fist primed for ambush. The magma strike slams into Wang Qiao, pain exploding through him as he nearly collapses. Yanli keeps calling down lightning, rock and thunder, pounding Wang Qiao back step by step. Ganged up on, Wang Qiao is badly hurt while Lu Hua fumes and calls them shameless cowards. Behind them, Su Lan's shredded body knits itself back together with obedient shards of ice. One arm short but ego intact, he smirks and praises Wang Qiao for awakening 2 rare abilities. Facing 3 enemies and wounded allies, Wang Qiao knows it's solo revenge mode for his sister. At peak despair, Lian Jianzhou bursts from underground, targeting Yanli to flip the script. Lian Jianzhou erupts from below, grabs Yanli by the throat, and slams him down to end the threat fast. Veins bulging, red power blazing, he coolly declares this is his clearest moment to kill. The 2 dive into a dusty brawl so wild no one can see who's winning. When the dust settles, Lian Jianzhou still stands tall. Yanli has clearly retreated. He sneers, mocking his foe as a burrowing mole who's only good at running underground. Yanli pants as he falls back to his team, eyes wary of Lian Jianzhou's strength. Lian Jianzhou asks if Wang Qiao can still fight, earning a battle-hungry grin in reply. As they stand shoulder to shoulder, the system confirms they are now official comrades. The link grants Wang Qiao the rank ability Blood Frenzy, but Su Lan roars to cut it short. Yinting senses the losing tide and suggests retreat, yet furious Su Lan refuses to listen. Seeing him out of control, Yinting zaps Su Lan numb to force the retreat. Yanli hoists the unconscious Su Lan while Yinting coldly orders withdrawal, ditching the monsters. Realizing the enemy is telling away, Wang Qiao roars and gives chase. Lian Jianzhou follows with a savage grin, unwilling to let the rats escape. Yinting blocks them with 2 crackling lightning spheres and hurls them forward. Wang Qiao sidesteps the first orb without slowing down. Lian Jianzhou smashes the second and keeps charging. Their relentless pursuit forces Yinting to escalate. She pours all her electricity into a giant sphere, its aura threatening to swallow the room whole. The sphere detonates, shaking the ceiling down as boulders rain and crush everything. Lu Hua shields Zhao Yinyuan from the deadly rockfall. In the chaos, Wang Qiao and Lian Jianzhou sense movement behind them, but too late. Yinting laughs slyly. Her feint tactic worked perfectly. They realize they were lured away, while the enemy slipped off in the chaos. Amid the ruins, they confirm they're alive, but the foes are gone. Suddenly, Lian Jianzhou panics, realizing Lu Hua and Zhao Yinyuan are buried under rubble. Beneath the stones, Lu Hua despairs, thinking death is seconds away. Half-conscious Zhao Yinyuan uses her metal manipulation to brace a slab and keep them alive. She even jokes about Lu Hua lying on top of her, turning doom into awkward comedy. Then she coughs blood, her body clearly at its limit. Supporting her, Lu Hua shouts desperately for help at the noise outside. Lian Jianzhou quickly pinpoints the cry within the rubble. Wang Qiao unleashes his power, blasting rocks apart and pulling the girls free. In a corner, Qionggan watches in horror, realizing he picked a fight with monsters. He secretly signals an exit to his lackey and plans a quiet escape. The 2 tiptoe away, praying no one notices. Meanwhile, Wang Qiao's group checks the locator and finds the target still nearby. Hearing screams outside, Wang Qiao immediately takes Lian Jianzhou to investigate. Outside, Qionggan cruelly throws his lackey to the monsters as bait to save himself. He then runs to Wang Qiao, faking panic and begging for help like an innocent man. The moment Qionggan pleads, Wang Qiao's face darkens with explosive fury. He grabs his throat and slams him into the wall, forcing the coward to face consequences. With blood-cold eyes, Wang Qiao demands one good reason he deserves to live. Qionggan quickly plays the sister card, claiming Wang Qiao's sister might still be alive. At that, Wang Qiao's eyes tremble as a fragile spark of hope ignites. He tightens his grip and roars at Qionggan to spill the whole truth. Trembling, Qionggan confesses she was taken for experiments and might still be alive if spared. Lian Jianzhou quickly stops Wang Qiao, warning that killing a normal human would mean huge trouble. Wang Qiao laughs coldly in his eyes. Trash like that stopped being human long ago. Flames flare around him, making Qionggan panic as he imagines being roasted alive. At last, Wang Qiao releases him, declaring he already forfeited the right to be human. He turns to Lian Jianzhou and urges a quick exit. The real target isn't far yet. Wang Qiao bluntly exposes how Lian Jianzhou used his sister to rope him into the fight. He reasons the ambush was prepared, so Lian Jianzhou clearly knew more than he admitted. Wang Qiao concludes the rescue plan was just bait to drag him in. Lian Jianzhou admits the guess is fair but insists he truly believes her sister was captured. Their argument is cut short as artificial creatures swarm in screaming. Lian Jianzhou charges first, one heavy punch knocking the lead monster's teeth out. Behind him, Wang Qiao frowns. The number of artificial creatures is absurdly high. He activates metal manipulation, summoning a massive object from the sky. Sharp steel pillars rain down, skewering the artificial creatures on impact. In mere breaths, Wang Qiao wipes out the horde like it's light exercise. Lian Jianzhou stares, stunned by the sheer might of his ability. More artificial creatures appear from behind, prompting Wang Qiao's immediate warning. He decides to support the team and leaves Lian Jianzhou to hold the line. Elsewhere, Lu Hua burns through monsters with her fire ability to shield the group. Zhao Yingyuan teases her fighting style from behind, earning an annoyed glare. Yet deep down, both know if they falter, they die here. At the critical moment, a bolt of lightning sweeps across and clears all monsters ahead. Wang Qiao arrives like a savior, throwing a powerful punch to open a path. He grabs one artificial creature, crushes it barehanded, and dives back into battle. Without hesitation, Wang Qiao keeps dropping every monster in his way. Seeing Zhao Yingyuan exhausted, he lifts her onto his back and orders immediate retreat. Lian Jianzhou leads as the group dashes toward the exit. While running, Lian Jianzhou notices the artificial creatures seem to be deliberately stalling them. Wang Qiao grows suspicious. Normal artificial creatures shouldn't have tactics. He recalls the Overlord Guard, a being said to command artificial creatures like an army. The image of that monstrous lord and his legion flashes in his mind, unsettling him. Wang Qiao shakes it off, convincing himself that entity hasn't appeared yet. Finally, they escape outside and face the ruined city ahead. Carrying Zhao Yingyuan, Wang Qiao asks Lian Jianzhou about tracking the enemy, but the signal is gone. Feeling his badly injured teammate on his back, he knows treatment comes before pursuit. Wang Qiao bluntly asks if Lian Jianzhou's base can accept outsiders in this emergency. Lian Jianzhou reassures him he sent their location to the bureau, so reinforcements should arrive fast. The distant thrum of helicopters makes Lian Jianzhou sigh in relief. Rescuers swiftly load Zhao Yingyuan onto a stretcher and into a medical helicopter. Wang Qiao tells logistics to keep searching for survivors, then boards with Lua. Gazing out the night flight window, Wang Qiao silently vows to find his sister. Experiment files reveal she was logged as a test subject who had awakened an ability. Elsewhere, Sulan rages wildly after the defeat, forcing teammates to calm him down. He turns to question Yin Ting for electrocuting him unconscious mid-battle. A cold, mysterious voice over comms scolds them for drawing the Bureau of Security's attention. The voice orders the team to lie low and prepare phase 2 of the experiment. Despite their anger, Sulan and Yin Ting bow their heads and accept the command. Soon after, in a secret base, a terrifying surge of ability erupts as if tearing space apart. It's Wang Qiao training true flame-smelting metal, leaving Lian Jianzhou utterly astonished. Hearing about high-potential abilities, Wang Qiao curiously asks what that even means. Lian Jianzhou explains abilities stem from perceptual domains humans manage to unlock. Some people open multiple domains, making their powers nastier and more complex. He uses his blood frenzy as an example, mixing both physical and mental aspects. Wang Qiao realizes the key isn't the number of domains but how well they fuse. He recalls borrowing teammates' powers easily, yet Lian Jianzhou's felt insanely heavy. That's when it clicks: the return system must choose compatible abilities for max output. As they walk, they plot how to track the shadowy group controlling the artificial creatures. Wang Qiao admits he's unsure, but it's the only lead to his sister. Suddenly, they spot someone signaling from above. Wang Qiao freezes. It's his mother. He quietly hides behind a building, unsure how to face her like this. In the hospital, Zhao Yingyuan lies recovering from the battle. Seeing Wang Qiao visit, she cheerfully shows off a new drawing. The portrait gives him a hilariously dumb face, leaving him amused and helpless. They joke about a bright future, though both know danger is guaranteed. Zhao Yingyuan reassures him her wounds stabilized thanks to Lu Hua's timely aid. Staring at his silly portraits, Wang Qiao smiles but drifts into thought. That night, he meets Lian Jianzhou to review files on the mysterious organization. A Bureau of Security agent formally invites him to join, dossier included. Wang Qiao hesitates. Joining protects family but costs freedom. After weighing Kaosra pros and cons, he agrees to enlist. The agent happily informs him he'll take the entry test tomorrow. Earlier, Lian Jianzhou had smashed through doors to lead everyone out of danger. The Bureau agent reveals the organization's name, the Sixth Sense Society. Hearing it, Wang Qiao jolts. He once thought it was the Bureau's predecessor. The agent clarifies it's actually a global underground awakened organization. Wang Qiao realizes this group likely abducted his sister. Files show they kidnapped civilians for supernatural experiments. Just then, Wang Qiao's phone rings, and he steps out to answer. Hearing a target trace was found, his face turns ice-cold. The caller reports artificial creatures moving tactically, suggesting a hidden commander. Without hesitation, Wang Qiao decides to verify immediately. Turning back, he finds Zhao Yingyuan dressed and determined to tag along. Knowing he can't stop her, Wang Qiao reluctantly agrees. En route, the driver warns the artificial creatures are attacking with clear strategy. Wang Qiao admits his own team once suffered heavy losses from such tactics. After exiting the car, the driver places a hand on Wang Qiao's shoulder with a request. He begs that if they find the mastermind, Wang Qiao must kill him. Understanding that hatred, Wang Qiao nods in promise. At the West funeral home, a man is surrounded by artificial creatures. Above, Bulai watches and cruelly laughs, forcing the man to fight for survival. More artificial creatures emerge, pushing the survivors into a dead end. Bulai simply spectates, savoring the slaughter like a game. An accomplice reminds him not to let the prey escape like last time. Bulai steps forward and activates mind authority to control the victim. The man's eyes glow red as he loses control under mental domination. At that moment, Wang Qiao's radar detects the target signal nearby. He instantly activates blood frenzy and pulls Zhao Yingyuan along. Zhao Yingwen launches skyward, her metal manipulation flashing brightly. Wang Qiao follows, riding a surge of force to lift into the air. The two streak across the ruined skyline toward the battlefield. Inside a crumbling building, survivors desperately brace glass doors against the monsters. The back door suddenly shatters, and several artificial creatures storm in. The crowd panics as they realize the monsters have surrounded them from all sides. Wen Nanji urgently yells for everyone to climb higher shelves to avoid being grabbed. From midair, Wang Qiao surveys the chaos and swiftly assigns roles. He sends Zhao Yingyuan to rescue people while he hunts the hidden controller. As she dives down, Wang Qiao hovers and recalls the last radar data. He deduces the mastermind must be hiding nearby to command the artificial creatures, meaning the guy is likely mixed in with the monsters themselves. Meanwhile, a bald old man gets dragged down, crying and begging for help. Once pulled up, he shockingly yanks his rescuer down as bait. The young man is dragged below, and the artificial creatures instantly pounce. Cornered, Jingyan trembles and screams as the monsters roar closer. A creature raises its sharp claws, ready to tear him apart. A flash of purple light erupts, metal spikes shoot up, impaling the beast. As smoke clears, Zhao Yingyuan stands firm, twin metal rods pinning the corpse. She quickly asks if he has been bitten before resuming the fight. After confirming his safe, she orders everyone to retreat to the second floor. Hidden among the creatures, Boulay watches angrily as his fun gets interrupted. He activates Mind Authority, determined to have the horde crush her. The artificial creatures howl and swarm Zhao Yingyuan from all sides. Seeing them charge like maniacs, she clicks her tongue in annoyance. She raises her gun, ready to clean up the pests. Instead of firing straight, she aims skyward and pulls the trigger repeatedly. Bullets infused with blazing firepower streak into the air. Moments later, they rain down like fiery meteors, incinerating the monsters. Even Boulay, hiding within the horde, gets scorched and furious. Above, Wang Qiao smirks as finally pinpointed the controller. Panicked, Boulay orders several creatures to shield him. But a chill down his spine warns him danger is descending. Wang Qiao crashes down like a meteor, blocking his escape. The impact cracks the ground, forcing Boulay to stumble back in fear. Wang Qiao draws his gun, aiming coldly at his head. He sneers the prey has walked into the trap. Suddenly, a massive metal locker drops from the sky. It slams into Boulay, knocking him down in agony. Wang Qiao forces him to order a retreat or die. Boulay pretends to comply, making the creatures back off. Wang Qiao stays wary, watching for tricks. Zhao Yingwan scans the area and signals things are stable for now. Boulay curses furiously at them for ruining his plan. He mocks Awaken like them for playing hero. Wang Qiao doesn't argue, just keeps the gun at his head. Boulay smugly claims if he dies, the creatures will lose control. He shouts that Wang Qiao can't save everyone in this mad world. According to him, kindness only slows down death. Mid-boast, a hand suddenly reaches up from underground. Wang Qiao grabs that arm instantly, smirking as if he expected it. He mocks that he's not the only one who can stall for time. With a fierce yank, he drags the hidden foe out. Giant metal pillars rise, sealing the area into an arena. Wang Qiao declares this the metal magnetic arena custom-built for burrowers. Yanli throws a crushing punch, confident Wang Qiao alone can't survive them all. Freed from the locker, Boulay laughs wickedly, trusting the corpse hordes outside to crush him. Boulay commands the corpse hordes to charge, turning the field into a roaring monster siege. Wang Qiao dodges Yanli's punch and instantly counters with gunfire, denying close combat. Seeing the corpse hordes flood in, he knows he must hold them here to protect Xiao Yuan and the survivors. While firing nonstop to stall the undead, Wang Qiao calculates Xiao Yuan is straining to maintain arenas on two fronts. Spotting an opening during a reload, Yanli suddenly strikes from behind with a force-packed punch. Wang Qiao spins and counters, their fists colliding with such force the air itself trembles. Yanli is blasted back, stunned that this guy wields not just flames but monstrous physical strength. Cracking his wrist, Wang Qiao taunts Boulay as a coward hiding behind corpse hordes. Boulay snaps, tears off his disguise, and roars that his ability far surpasses anything Wang Qiao understands. His fury triggers Wang Qiao's system with extreme hatred, unlocking the long-awaited link chance. Realizing a successful link with Boulay means huge rewards, Wang Qiao moves instantly. He dives straight into the corpse hordes and both enemies, dragging the fight into pure chaos. Boulay screams and drives the undead harder, while Yanli senses this opponent is seriously abnormal. Yanli warns not to underestimate Wang Qiao, but Boulay only grows more eager to turn him into a puppet. Boulay howls and unleashes full mind authority, pouring all willpower into crushing him. Under his control, the corpse hordes enter frenzy mode and surge forward empowered. Yanli slams both hands down, activating earth manipulation to lock the battlefield. A gigantic earthen hand erupts from below, aiming straight at Wang Qiao. Mid-fight, Wang Qiao barely leaps back in time to avoid being crushed. Deciding dodging won't last, he coldly opts to confront the earth ability head-on. One punch shatters the earthen hand, making Yanli recall someone who once survived underground. Flames burst from Wang Qiao's palm as he declares this ground is domain now. Fire surges forward, but Yanli raises an earth wall, shielding both himself and Boulay. Yanli quickly deduces Wang Qiao can't break his earth armor, so Boulay must be the true target. Right on cue, Wang Qiao cloaks himself in flames and charges Boulay's weak point. Yanli counters instantly, raising the ground beneath Wang Qiao to disrupt his assault. Wang Qiao's strike only grazes Boulay's arm as he narrowly dodges. A massive earth pillar then erupts, staggering Wang Qiao and fooling distant onlookers into thinking the tide turned. But at that instant, the system completes the link with Boulay, doubling abilities and granting new power. As Wang Qiao awakens this surge, Yanli targets the true weak spot Zhao Yingwen. Three colossal earth dragons roar and charge her to shatter the arena. With no time to dodge, Zhao Yingyuan erects a thin metal barrier to block the assault. She strains to form a defensive energy sphere while Yanli mocks her draining stamina. He commands two giant iron beams to crash down for the finishing blow. Wang Qiao merely smiles, saying it's pointless as already touched Bu Lai. Yanli senses danger and collapses the ground under Bu Lai, intending to use him as bait. He calculates that once Bu Lai escapes, Wang Xiao can't hold all of them. But Bu Lai laughs manically, commanding the undead proxies and vowing to slaughter every survivor. One glance lets Wang Qiao see through their three-way split plan, and he smiles. He holds the initiative. Yanli doesn't give him time, charging with relentless force to drag him back into direct combat. Yet Wang Qiao blocks the blow with a single finger, and Yanli feels the terrifying power spike. Before reacting, his fist is clamped in Wang Qiao's grip like a steel vise. Wang Qiao unleashes a lightning-fast combo, shattering layers of lava armor and filling Yanli with mortal fear. As his foe nears collapse, Wang Qiao opens his palm and releases overwhelming force. Dozens of spikes burst from the ground, impaling Yanli into a corpse pinned like a grotesque display. With Yanli finished, Wang Qiao strolls toward Bu Lai as if the real fight is just beginning. Bu Lai staggers back in panic, realizing he never truly understood Wang Qiao's power. Wang Qiao snaps his fingers, activates mind control, and coldly orders the undead proxies to bite their own master. Bu Lai screams in panic as the horde turns feral and stops obeying him. Within seconds, the undead proxies tear Bu Lai apart, his desperate cries cut short. But Wang Qiao suddenly clutches his head, sharing consciousness with them, hits back hard. Staring at his trembling hand, he realizes the ability is incomplete. No wonder it took years in his past life to perfect. Even impaled, Yanli wheezes in horror, asking just how many abilities Wang Qiao has. Wang Qiao lifts him by the throat, demanding every detail about the Sixth Sense Society. When Yanli stays stubborn, Wang Qiao threatens to crush every bone if he keeps quiet. He immediately shatters Yanli's kneecap, drawing blood-curdling screams. Wang Qiao coldly notes his bones are nothing special, preparing to break more. Unable to endure, Yanli panics and agrees to confess everything. He reveals Wang Qiao's sister is alive. She survived the first phase of the experiment. Phase 1 involves implanting an ability seed into ordinary humans to nurture power. Phase 2 lets the seed bloom, draining the host dry as fertilizer. Hearing this, Wang Qiao's killing intent erupts. He nearly crushes Yanli's throat, realizing his sister is a sacrifice. To save himself, Yanli blurts out he knows where Phase 2 is prepared. He reveals the site beneath the parking lot of Second Hospital, awaiting the final trigger. Asked when it begins, he trembles. Just an executor, he doesn't know. When pressed for the mastermind's name, fear grips him, revealing it means death. Wang Qiao warns coldly that silence will earn a far worse death right here. Meanwhile, dying among the undead proxies, Bu Lai's painful childhood memories resurface. He recalls classmates bullying him, shoving his face into dirt and calling him a snitch. Though he insisted he was innocent, they beat him brutally until exhausted. A teacher once noticed his injuries, but fearing revenge, he denied everything and ran. Bitterness towards so-called justice took root. It never protected him. While fleeing, he collided with a beautiful woman wearing a gentle smile. She asked if given power he would seek revenge or forgiveness. Without hesitation, Bu Lai chose revenge against all who trampled him. From that day he fought back, defeating each bully to repay old humiliation. Yet even while begging, they still called him Fatty, proving they never knew his name. The woman patted his shoulder and asked if he felt happy. He smiled for the first time, savoring revenge. Back then, Bu Lai hesitantly asked the mysterious woman's name, the one who gave him this path. Past and present overlap. Bu Lai asks her name as Wang Qiao forces Yanli to name the mastermind. The woman's hand weighed on Bu Lai's shoulder with terrifying pressure as she slowly spoke her name. In the present, Yanli gasps out that same name before his body convulses violently. The instant the name is spoken, Yanli twists and vomits blood, while Bu Lai mutates into a monster and charges Wang Qiao. Zhao Yingyuan instantly lashes an energy tether, yanking Wang Qiao back from a ground-shattering punch. Seizing the moment, she unleashes surging purple power to encircle Bu Lai like long-awaited prey. Energy bindings coil tightly, temporarily restraining the rampaging beast. In a blink, Bu Lai shatters the bonds, power spiking as if entering maturation phase. Knowing time's up, Wang Qiao and Zhao Yingyuan coordinate flames and violet weaponry strike together. The combo is fierce, yet Bu Lai stands firm, far stronger than expected. He leaps up, grabs a massive boulder, and hurls it down to crush them both. Wang Qiao and Zhao Yingyuan split instantly, barely dodging the devastating smash. Zhao Yingyuan sneers, vowing to turn this monster into a research blueprint. At her will, two massive boxes appear on both sides, ready to seal Bu Lai inside. Through the smoke, Wang Qiao admits facing a mature undead proxy head-on is insanely dangerous. Mid-battle, the system panel pops up. His abilities are starting to fuse. He scans his powers fast, noting only a few are pure enough to combine. Seeing 4 glowing nodes of strength, Wang Qiao decides to gamble on fusion mid-fight. The system checks compatibility and asks for confirmation to proceed. Even with just 67 success, he accepts, no time left to hesitate. He activates the fusion process right on the battlefield. Power explodes within him as energy shards and flames merge, making him roar in pain. The converging forces form a massive crimson entity behind him. The system confirms success. SS ability Flame Creation Manifestation, summoning a colossal fire warrior. Gasping, Wang Qiao can hardly believe he pulled off the fusion. Controlling the fire warrior feels like gaining a second body. Meanwhile, Zhao Yingyuan strains to hold the sealing box, keeping Bu Lai contained. Wang Qiao calls her to step back. Hell handle the monster himself. She grins slyly, saying she's waited for this moment. As Wang Qiao throws a punch, the fire warrior mirrors it with a giant flaming fist. The blow detonates the ground, launching Bu Lai skyward with mountain flame-level destruction. Burned and missing an arm, Bu Lai still staggers up like an unkillable beast. Feeling the surge, Wang Qiao realizes this fused ability exceeds expectations. This is the true might of multi-ability return linkage. He unleashes another infernal punch, determined to finish it. The fire warrior strikes in sync, doubling the devastation. Bu Lai is blasted into a concrete pillar, the explosion shaking the entire area. Not giving him time to heal, Wang Qiao summons two violently swirling fire orbs. Engulfed in infernal flames, Bu Lai is nearly incinerated yet still barely alive, astonishing Wang Qiao. The final strike pins Bu Lai to a broken tree trunk, crushing him into shattered bones. Even Wang Qiao admits Zhao Yingwan's decisive finishing power is terrifying. Seeing her exhilarated, he guesses rivalry pushed her breakthrough to red tier. Zhao Yingwan quickly restrains Bu Lai's corpse, preserving it as a research specimen. She sighs in satisfaction at securing such a valuable sample. As the fire warrior fades, Wang Qiao knows it's not over. The undead proxies still linger. He glances at the roaming monsters, ready to clean up the rest. Suddenly, sirens blare. The city is falling. At a nearby mall, Jing Yan angrily grabs the bald old man who used him as bait. The bald man shamelessly denies it, even mocking him, fueling Jing Yan's rage. When Nanja tries to mediate, but the old man plays victim and rallies the crowd. Just then, the citywide broadcast announces the existence of undead proxies. Citizens are ordered to stay indoors and await rescue forces. Hearing of the apocalypse, the mall crowd descends into chaos. Many scream in despair, unable to accept their normal lives just collapsed. In panic, the bald man suddenly punches Jing Yan to vent his fear. He then grabs Wen Nanjai by the throat, crazed enough to drag others down with him. Wen Nanjai struggles for air, too weak against the madman's grip. Wang Qiao arrives just in time, kicking the man away and coldly telling him to seek death outside with the undead proxies. He then checks on Wen Nanju to ensure she's alright. The system instantly links to Wen Nanzi, confirming she's the future healing ability user. Past life memories flash back to when she saved Wang Qiao's little brother with her rare healing gift. Though drained, she modestly admits she never even finished med school before the apocalypse crashed the party. Seeing her, Wang Qiao is sure he just rescued someone insanely important. He quickly asks if she's alone, clearly planning a dramatic exit from danger. When Nanju misreads the question, forcing Wang Qiao into awkward clarification mode. Wang Qiao solemnly says she may awaken an ability and wants to escort her to a safe base. When Nanji freezes at the idea that she could become an awakened, the bald old man barges in, grilling Wang Qiao about the chaos outside the city. Wang Qiao bluntly confirms it's not just the undead but plenty of other nightmares out there. Even so, he advises everyone to stay in the mall since food supplies can still hold out. The bald man refuses and demands Wang Qiao take him to the safe zone. Wang Qiao coldly explains the safe zone has quotas and sulfurilience is their best bet. The old man explodes when he realizes Wang Qiao plans to take Wen Nanji but not him. Don't listening, Wang Qiao kicks him in the gut to shut down the drama. Hurt and humiliated, the old man rallies the crowd against Wang Qiao. Some agree, claiming protecting them is an ability user's sacred duty. The mob grows louder, accusing Wang Qiao of favoritism for saving just one person. Hearing the nonsense, Wang Qiao laughs coldly, seeing they just want to leech off power. Losing patience, he grabs the bald man by the throat, killing intent, silencing the entire crowd. Seeing him restrained, the crowd suddenly plays hero and demands Wang Qiao let him go. Wang Qiao icily reminds them his kindness isn't a public obligation. He tosses the man aside and warns them to learn self-reliance if they want to live. After the warning, Wang Qiao turns to Wen Nanjai and decides to leave the chaos behind. Jing Yan rushes over begging to join, and after a brief thought, Wang Qiao agrees. Before leaving, Wang Qiao states bluntly that even he can't protect that entire crowd. Zhao Yingwan pulls the group away, and Wen Nanji finally agrees to follow. Zhao Yingwan cheerfully drags the bound corpse of Bu Lai behind them like a trophy. The four quickly leave the mall to avoid more mob nonsense. Noticing Wen Nanji's hesitation, Wang Qiao asks if she's upset about abandoning the others. He explains that giving false hope is crueler than stating his limits. Hearing this, Wen Nanju begins to understand, her body toward Wang Qiao subtly changing. Right then, Zhao Yingwen notices something odd about Bu Lai's body and calls Wang Qiao over. She irritably reports that his body suddenly reverted to human form. Wang Qiao realizes Bu Lai's ability allows him to shift between human and undead. Bu Lai weakly wakes, stares at Wang Qiao, and whispers that his plan will surely fail. Wang Qiao coolly asks back as if he saw that threat coming miles away. Bu Lai suddenly goes mad, lunging and screaming that Holy Silas will kill Wang Qiao. He then collapses again, reverting to a corpse, leaving Zhao Yingyuan utterly baffled. Wang Qiao senses his ability holds deeper secrets and decides not to overuse the control power for now. He then activates his metal ability to construct a fresh defensive line. Metals rise under his magnetic pull, leaving Jing Yan stunned by the display. Steel bars slam into the walls, forming a solid barricade to guard them all. Wang Qiao states that with this wall, ordinary undead won't be breaking in. He later heads to the base and reports to Lu Huang about the plot of the Sixth Sense Society at No. 2 Hospital. Overhearing the talk, Wen Nanji looks uneasy, realizing things are far more complicated. In the meeting room, Director Du personally meets Wang Qiao to discuss a new mission. Sensing they've investigated him, Wang Qiao calmly asks them to get straight to the point. Director Du orders Wang Qiao to join the surveillance team around No. 2 Hospital to support the operation. Wang Qiao immediately reminds him that the Sixth Sense Society is the Security Bureau's sworn enemy. Director Du bluntly says humanity can't afford another holy war with a cult right now. After thinking it over, Wang Qiao accepts but makes it clear saving his sister comes first. Director Du promises full intel on the Sixth Sense Society to back him up. Deal struck, Wang Qiao leaves the meeting room to prep for the mission. Still, he suspects trouble since in the future the two factions end up merging awkward. After he leaves, Director Du asks his subordinates for their take on Wang Qiao. Xiao Lin frankly says she distrusts him too rational, not exactly Mr. Responsibility. Director Du calmly replies that responsibility isn't something you're born with. He decides to place Wang Qiao under Cao Cheng for some real battlefield polishing. Half a month later, in a corpse-littered wasteland, a team flees from a swarm of undead. Seeing them charge through an explosion, Jing Yan panics they're definitely not dead. He frantically throws more transmutation stones, trying to blast the monsters back. But his energy runs dry and the weak explosions barely slow the horde. As claws nearly reach him, Jing Yan screams in despair, knowing he can't outrun death. Right then, Wang Xiao appears and unleashes a terrifying surge of lightning, frying the swarm. The monsters are blasted away, charred and smoking, leaving Jing Yan stunned silly. Realizing Wang Qiao saved him, Jing Yan beams with pure post-near-death joy. Wang Qiao activates his ability again, forming a cross of crackling lightning to finish the rest. Electric blades rain down, piercing each undead straight through the heart. In mere seconds, the entire horde is wiped out under his overwhelming power. Jing Yan gawks in awe as Wang Xiao clears the battlefield in a blink. Wang Xiao simply tells him to focus on escorting everyone to safety first. In the distance, Zhao Yingyuan lounges atop a high pole, calmly spectating the carnage. The group later returns to base, where Wen Nanjai is busy healing the injured. Seeing Wang Qiao back, she calls out to him in visible relief. When Nanji modestly says she only works the rear lines while they risk their lives up front. Just then Cao Cheng appears, the Rescue Team 3 captain, peak red tier powerhouse. Wang Xiao greets him calmly but keeps his guard up. Suddenly, a frantic female teacher rushes in, begging ability users for help. Through tears, she pleads for them to rescue 3 students trapped in a school overrun by dangerous mutant plants. She explains that after the school fell, the children hid in the gym waiting for her return, but the campus is now crawling with mutant plants and undead, blocking her way back. Cao Cheng immediately gathers the ability users to plan a rescue. In a makeshift meeting room, they begin discussing how to approach the deadly campus. Wang Qiao bluntly warns it's a high-risk mission since they lack intel on the inside. Still, when Nanji insists on saving the kids and Jing Yan backs her up, Cao Cheng follows the majority vote, officially approving the rescue mission. He orders preparations at once and sets the departure time. Later, when Nanji apologizes to Wang Qiao, knowing he opposed the plan. Wang Qiao admits he's not heartless, but he can't die before saving his sister. The next morning, Cao Cheng scouts the school from a rooftop. With his eagle eye ability, he clearly tracks every movement below. He spots dense clusters of monsters crowding the schoolyard. The path to the gym is blocked by undead and a dangerous vine-type mutant plant. Cao Cheng realizes he underestimated the plant. It's already in a perilous early growth stage. The team gathers on the rooftop to map out their approach to the gym. Wang Qiao suggests using the ventilation system to avoid a head-on clash with the plant. Cao Cheng wants Jing Yan to use explosive stones to counter and lure the mutant plant. After weighing it, Wang Qiao offers to bait the plant with Jing Yan while Cao Cheng leads the rest. With the plan set, Cao Cheng gives the order and the rescue mission kicks off. Jing Yan creates a stone statue with his own face as a temporary signal beacon. Preparations done, Wang Qiao commands the advance and dives into battle with Jing Yan. The duo leap from the rooftop, officially starting Operation Lure the Plant. In the distance, a massive dark purple vine mutant plant wreaths wildly across the schoolyard. Jing Yan hurls explosive stones at its trunk, making it roar in fury. Watching closely, Wang Qiao realizes this plant is nastier than same-tier undead. Suddenly, a gigantic thorn vine lashes straight at them. Wang Qiao instantly conjures a swirling fire barrier to block the sneak attack. Flames collide with the vine, triggering a booming explosion in the yard. The noise draws a swarm of undead charging at them too, because why not? Jing Yan rapidly throws more explosive stones to clear a path for Wang Qiao. Seeing the monsters fall, Wang Qiao nods in approval, and Jing Yan beams like he won a medal. But the plant snaps another thorn branch, forcing Wang Qiao to react again. He leaps aside and unleashes his fire ability at full blast. Flames erupt around him, his eyes blazing like twin infernos. Wang Qiao grabs the vine and incinerates it in seconds. Through the communication stone, he signals Cao Cheng's team that the plant is fully distracted. Cao Cheng immediately leads Zhao Yingyuan and Wen Nanjai into the building. The trio move cautiously through the eerily silent corridors. Cao Cheng notes most undead have been lured out to the yard. But upon entering a classroom, Wen Nanjai suddenly cries out in shock. Inside are students who've already turned into undead. Cao Cheng raises his gun at a motionless girl to assess the threat. He carefully asks if she's still human. She turns, revealing red eyes and fangs. Definitely not. Realizing the danger, Cao Cheng orders an immediate retreat. The three bolt as a pack of undead surges toward them. Via the stone, Cao Cheng reports they've encountered a level 3 undead. Fighting the plant, Wang Qiao realizes the situation just escalated beyond expectations. Jing Yan relays that the upstairs team is being chased by mature undead. Wang Qiao orders them to regroup on the rooftop immediately. He uses stone and fire to form a temporary barrier, locking the mutant plant in place. Then he grabs Jing Yan and rushes toward the rooftop for backup. He literally throws Jingyan skyward and follows with a boosted leap, stylish and efficient. Just as they land, Tao Cheng's team bursts onto the rooftop from the stairwell. Cao Cheng shouts for everyone to run, the monsters are right behind them. Wang Qiao glances down and spots 4 mature undead closing in fast. The team retreats at once, Wang Qiao carrying Zhao Yingyuan while Tao Cheng carries Wen Nanjai. Wang Qiao leaps to the neighboring rooftop and calls for Jingyan to keep up. But Jingyan's jump falls short midair and he panics, screaming for help. At the last second, a rope wraps around his waist and yanks him up, survival instincts for the win. From the opposite roof, they see the undead can't follow and retreat down the stairs. Wang Qiao grows suspicious, their behavior hints at entering the 4th evolution stage. He pushes the thought aside, rescuing the 3 trapped kids comes first. Suddenly, the glass beneath Wen Nanjai shatters, and she slips straight down as the team shouts in alarm. She crashes hard, injured but forcing herself up because safety is clearly not included. A giant crystal creature lunges at her, and she realizes she's fallen into a death trap. From above, Jingyan jumps down with a roar, hesitate now, and she's dead. His direct collision shatters the crystal beast like glass, seemingly ending the threat. Wen Nanjai helps him up, and Jingyan laughs awkwardly. The thing looked like steel, but broke like candy. Wang Xiao immediately warns them not to relax, the shards are reassembling, clearly capable of regeneration. He explains it's a reproductive vessel, and decides he and Jingyan will hold it off while the others rescue the children. Cao Cheng carries Wen Nanji away while Wang Qiao curses the school has all 3 apocalypse disasters in one bundle. As Wang Qiao calculates, Jingyan boldly tosses another explosive stone to test the creature again. The blast shatters the crystal body into countless fragments, but not in the way he hoped. Seconds later, the shards reassemble and rocket back at him, and Jingyan realizes he just annoyed something basically immortal. Wang Qiao raises a wall of fire to melt the fragments, explaining that a reproductive vessel is dead matter with living instincts. Seeing the glass reform again, Wang Qiao warns Jingyan to brace counterattack incoming. In a blink, the crystal body fully regenerates, roaring like it just respawned. It charges without pause, throwing a crushing punch straight at Wang Qiao. Wang Qiao doesn't dodge, he squares up, eyes blazing, knowing only a head-on clash will stop it. He growls back that if it wants a fistfight, it better taste his punch. Flames ignite around his fist as he smashes the crystal body, making it howl in pain. Meanwhile, the 3 children tremble in hiding, clinging to the hope their teacher will return. Wang Luolu notices the pinecone in her hand changing color, definitely not normal. Before their eyes, the pinecone sprouts eerie shoots, sending the kids into panic mode. Terrified, she throws it away, but too late, the mutation has begun. The pinecone morphs into a giant thorny branch like a freshly awakened mutant horror. A spike slams into the wall beside Wang Luoluo, and she bursts into tears at the near-death scare. Just as the kids are about to be swallowed, Jingyan appears before them like a living shield. From afar, Wang Qiao realizes the reproductive vessel's consciousness is feigned, it was just born. But trouble escalates as undead and black thorns flood in like a tidal wave. Seeing things spiral out of control, Wang Qiao shouts for Jingyan to shut his eyes if he wants to live. Not understanding a thing, Jingyan obediently covers his eyes, trust first, questions later. Wang Qiao presses his hand to his forehead, activating the collective fist ability he hates using due to backlash. Black smoke spills from him, blanketing the battlefield and suppressing the undead instantly. Yet the mutant plant's black thorns keep attacking, forcing Wang Qiao to act directly. Suddenly, a diamond giant leaps into the battlefield from behind, stunning him. Its blade-like strike splits the incoming black thorns in half, saving them instantly. The creature turns and provocatively gestures as if challenging for round 2. This fight, is it over? Watching the crystal giant posture like a martial artist, Wang Qiao mutters it probably thinks it's still in a match. Behind him, Jingyan trembles and asks if it's safe, yet clearly clueless about the chaos. Wang Qiao holds his shoulder, warning him not to attack since the creature only reacts to aggression. He explains reproductive vessels follow the logic they had in life, understand the rules, exploit the rules. To test it, Wang Qiao grabs a basketball and throws it at the crystal giant. The creature, startled, still catches it smoothly like a trained athlete. It dribbles and dunks flawlessly, and Wang Xiao deduces it was probably a sports student when alive. Calmly, Wang Xiao concludes that as long as they don't break its rules, it's not an enemy for now. Just then, the giant tosses the ball back, clearly inviting Wang Qiao to join the game. Seeing it nod eagerly, Wang Xiao understands it wants him to play. He agrees, but on one condition: help find the 3 trapped kids in the gym. The creature immediately dashes off searching, leaving Jingyan stunned that Wang Qiao just turned an enemy into an ally. The 2 follow into the yard, watching the giant rummage around for its objective. Jingyan can't help laughing bitterly, it clearly has no idea what a child even is. In the storage room, the 3 kids are pinned to the wall by thorny branches from the mutated pinecone. 1 more inch and it's over. The thorns turn blooded and tremble violently, clearly charging up for an attack. Xiaoyang decides to make a desperate dash, waiting means certain death. But as they reach the door, the handle is locked tight by thorns, sealing their escape. Outside, Cao Zheng advances toward the warehouse with Wen Nanji and Zhao Yingyuan. Hearing cries behind the door, Cao Zheng rushes over, confirming the kids are still alive. He tries the handle, but it's jammed solid, something inside is blocking it. Not wasting time, Cao Zheng draws his gun, ready to blast the door open. Zhao Yingyuan steps in instead, placing her hand on the door and activating her ability. A burst of light compresses and warps the door until it collapses inward, clearing the way. Seeing the massive thorny plant inside, Cao Zheng finally understands what trapped the kids. He reassures them and prepares to hack a path through the thorns. Before he can swing, floating blades slice the branches apart midair. Zhou Yingyuan guides the knife back to Cao Zheng's support delivered, no extra charge. The trio rush in to check the children, ensuring no one is critically hurt. Suddenly the ceiling cracks, debris crashing down as the entire room shakes violently. Cao Zheng shields Xiaoyang and shouts for everyone to protect the kids. Outside, Wang Qiao fumes, assuming the crystal creature caused the collapse. Just then, Jingyan receives a message via ability stone: the rescue team has fallen underground. Hearing his teammates are trapped below, Wang Qiao's face darkens. The situation just escalated. Zheng Yan recalls there's an injured child down there, and the mutated pine tree is still active. In the sinkhole, Wen Nanji quickly comforts the injured girl and prepares to heal her. She uses her healing ability on Wang Lulu's knee, stabilizing her condition. After confirming the sinkhole's location, Wen Nanji informs Cao Zheng they're heading down to assist. Above, Zhao Yingyuan lowers the girl using her ability like a bungee cord, cue terrified screaming. Just as they await rescue, Wang Qiao and Jingyan leap down dramatically to join them. Zhao Yingyuan eyes the still twitching thorny plant and laughs. Trouble clearly isn't done here. Wang Qiao asks for a status report. Cao Zheng says injuries are minor, but this underground pine tree is highly abnormal. Zhao Yingyuan beckons Wang Qiao over to inspect something suspicious near the pit's edge. He watches her toss stones into the hole, clearly testing its depth. The stones fall endlessly without hitting bottom, white mist rising. Whatever's below is bad news. Sensing danger, Wang Qiao immediately suggests retreating before things get worse. A child explains Wang Lulu's pinecone suddenly grew into a giant tree that pierced the wall, triggering everything. Wang Qiao deduces it's a new mutant plant. Honestly, one more apocalypse species isn't shocking anymore. He notices the crystal creature trembling behind the tree, meaning even it fears whatever lurks below. Cao Zheng proposes two options: investigate now, or return to base for professional backup. Injured, he hands decision-making to Wang Qiao, currently the strongest present. Cao Zheng leans toward investigating for merit, but Wang Qiao firmly chooses retreat. The moment he decides, Wang Qiao and Zhao Yingyuan turn to leave, making Cao Zheng bristle in frustration. Wang Qiao coolly reminds him their only mission was rescuing the kids, everything else is extra. The group regathers, preparing to leave the gym after mission accomplished. Before departing, Wang Qiao even turns back to bid farewell to the crystal creature beside the plant. The creature raises its hand, clearly wanting another round, but Wang Qiao says they have other duties. Seeing it sulk, he invites it to come along, future games guaranteed. The kids whisper that Wang Qiao looks exactly like someone luring a child away. Soon after, the group exits the gym, the surrounding area eerily calm for now. Suddenly, the mutant plant erupts, a red branch whipping the crystal creature straight toward Wang Qiao. From the pit below, more thorny tentacles sprout. Clearly, the monster isn't dead yet. With his abilities drained, Wang Qiao draws twin blades, old school slicing it is. The crystal creature shields everyone while Wang Qiao orders the team to retreat immediately. Jingyan carries Wang Lulu as the group flees, leaving the battlefield to the two maniacs behind. Seeing everyone at a safe distance, Wang Qiao grins savagely, finally no holding back. He proposes a speed slashing contest, and the crystal creature roars in eager agreement. The plant fires volleys of spikes, and the crystal creature charges in first. It swings relentlessly, severing incoming tentacles midair. But the grotesque tree instantly sprouts new branches, stabbing without pause. Spinning like a cyclone, the crystal creature slices down wave after wave. Wang Qiao watches, impressed enough to toss out genuine praise. After coordinated carnage, they finally hack the mutant plant to pieces. Wang Qiao happily compliments it, and the crystal creature roars like it just earned a trophy. Confirming the team is far away, Wang Qiao exhales, safe to withdraw now. He decides to name the crystal creature Yingli for convenience. Hearing the new name, Yingli nods excitedly and dashes after Wang Qiao. Back at base, Wang Qiao sinks into a sofa and calls the system to check his status. The panel reveals he now possesses multiple ultra-rare shrank abilities. Right then, Lian Jianzhou knocks and walks in, acting friendly, instantly triggering Wang Qiao's suspicion. Lian Jianzhou probes about tension between Wang Qiao and Cao Zheng. Rumors are clearly spreading. He brings up the incident where Wang Qiao tossed someone into the mall, earning him a cold-blooded label. Wang Qiao coolly asks if Lian Zhou came to mediate or just gossip. He states plainly his only goal is saving his sister. Reputation means nothing. Lian Jianzhou then mentions Wang Qiao's recent breakthrough to Mountain Flame level, confirming another power surge. Hearing that, he immediately proposes a duel to test Wang Qiao's new strength. Wang Qiao, eager to try his upgrade, accepts without hesitation. They step onto the training ground under blazing sunlight, ready to begin. In the stands, Jing Yan and the others gather to watch, with Yingli observing intently. Wang Qiao declares the start, and Lian Jianzhou beams is waited for this. Lian Jianzhou summons twin fire swords, while Wang Qiao activates metal manipulation. Lian Jianzhou erupts in blood frenzy, charging forward to punch aside the flying blades. Wang Qiao smirks and reshapes the metal midair, redirecting the weapons unexpectedly. Lian Jianzhou blocks again but realizes Wang Qiao is no longer easy prey. Seizing the moment, Wang Qiao lifts him into the air to create an attack opening. Lian Jian frowns. Wang Qiao's gross speed is absurd. Wang Qiao unleashes fierce flames, executing Galefall Blaze Hedden. The massive explosion shakes the arena, forcing the audience to their feet. As smoke clears, Wang Qiao sees Lian Jianzhou barely escape the blast. Lian Jianzhou instantly counters, going all out with a flying kick. but Wang Qiao reacts instantly, halting the strike midair. He closes in, forming an energy sphere in his hand for a finishing blow. Ignited, the sphere becomes a blazing projectile hurtling at Lian Jianzhou. Lian Jianzhou senses danger, but it's too late to dodge. A firestorm engulfs him, rattling the entire arena. Amid the wreckage, Wang Qiao warns that if he hadn't held back, Lian Jianzhou would be dead. Even sprawled on the ground, Lian Jianzhou laughs. The thrill of battle excites him. From the stands, Yingli explains Wang Qiao suppressed the fire's heat, leaving only the shockwave, hence survival. On the field, Wang Qiao asks if he wants to stop, but Lian Jianzhou immediately refuses. Wang Qiao summons 2 fresh fire swords ready for round 2. Not to be outdone, Lian Jianzhou hoists a massive boulder with raw ability power. Wang Qiao swiftly dodges the twin rocks hurtling toward him. Mid-edge, he casually launches a metal blade in counterattack. Lian Jianzhou sneers and bursts into blood frenzy, charging straight into the strike. Sword and stone collide midair, spinning into a thunderous impact. Lian Jianzhou grabs another giant rock and leaps high above. Seeing that monstrous strength, Wang Qiao admits his opponent is no lightweight. The massive boulder crashes down and explodes, burying Wang Qiao under rubble. Just as the fight escalates, a captain rushes in, shouting for them to stop. From the collapsed debris, a rock blasts upward. Wang Qiao clearly isn't down. He rises, annoyed, upon hearing the mastermind has finally surfaced near No. 2 hospital. The captain hands over until numerous strangers spotted near the hospital, scouts too wary to get close. Wang Qiao decides to investigate personally, while Lian Jianzhou eagerly volunteers to join. The captain refuses. Lian Jianzhou has another mission: investigate the underground cavern beneath the school. The simultaneous appearance of undead and mutant plants is unprecedented, demanding immediate analysis. Lian Jianzhou reluctantly accepts, regretting he can't back Wang Qiao this time. Just then, Tao Zheng arrives with Jing Yan and Zhao Yingyuan, surprising Wang Qiao. Tao Zheng awkwardly explains they are simply carrying out orders to handle the mysterious figures near the hospital. Lian Jianzhou laughs. Tao Zheng clearly cares but refuses to admit it. Before leaving, Lian Jianzhou thumps his chest, wishing Wang Qiao success in saving his sister. Soon after, Wang Qiao's group stealthily approaches an office block near the hospital where patrols roam. From a building opposite, they count at least 30 active personnel. Tao Zheng suggests capturing one for interrogation, but Wang Qiao says there's an easier way. Glancing at Ying Lai playing nearby, he claims they already have a convenient capture method. Inside the hospital corridor, 2 patrol soldiers chat while one curiously eyes a strange wall. The older man warns him not to stare at things that could cost his life. The younger dreams of joining experiments to awaken an ability. Mid-argument, a teleportation ring flashes open. Yingli appears in the hallway. The older soldier panics at the sudden ring and stranger. He shouts a warning, but it's already too late. Tao Zheng confirms timing via scout bird and signals action. He leads Wang Qiao in to capture the 2 patrolmen alive. Yingli strikes first, knocking them out before they can react. Seeing Wang Qiao and Tao Zheng, the 2 soldiers instantly panic. Tao Zheng coldly states only one will live. The first to talk keeps breathing. The younger tries to act tough, but the older man immediately chooses survival. On Tao Zheng's order, Jing Yan drags the other aside for cross-examination. The captive hurriedly begs for his life, promising full disclosure. Tao Zheng demands details on their structure, personnel, and hospital mission. The man reveals about 40 researchers and 30 patrol guards stationed from floors 23 to 25. Hearing this, Wang Qiao deduces they kept undead inside due to a former corpse king's control. The soldier adds 7 retir awakened among patrols, with a stronger leader rarely seen. He confirms experimental captives are imprisoned on the 25th floor. Wang Qiao immediately shows a photo of his sister, asking if she's been seen. The soldier trembles, confirming she's detained on the 25th floor. Tao Zheng notes the enemy's numerous awakened make direct confrontation extremely dangerous. Wang Qiao reminds him the hospital is still packed with undead. That's their strategic key. He decides to use 4 of their captured awakened to infiltrate, while Tao Zheng supervises from outside. Inside the hospital, Zhao Yingyuan pretends to report undead flooding upward to distract the guards. Meanwhile, Jing Yan finally reached the top, wheezing like he'd just sprinted a marathon up 20 floors. Zhao Yingyuan dashed past 2 guards and burst through the door to redirect the chaos. Heavy footsteps thundered up the stairs, making the guards spin around in horror. A horde of redayed revenants flooded the hallway like a murderous tide. The guards went pale, clueless how the monsters popped up on this floor. Seconds later, their screams echoed as the revenants tore them apart. Elsewhere, Yingli blasted open the 23rd floor door, paving the way for more monsters. Outside, Tao Zheng's scout eagle circled overhead, keeping tabs on the mess. Wang Qiao slipped to the 25th floor exit and received updates from his team. Most guards had rushed downstairs, leaving only 3 awakened on this floor. Suddenly, a scout warned that someone was approaching Wang Qiao's position. Wang Qiao instantly hid behind a wall, waiting to strike. Through the glass, he confirmed the target and readied a lightning-fast attack. A flaming metal sword shot forward and pierced straight through the enemy's chest. The guard coughed blood, still clueless about what just hit him. Wang Qiao finished him off and calmly reported taking down a red tier. On the 23rd floor, Yingli clashed with the ice-type fake-awakened Su Lam. Yingli shattered the ice barrier, but Su Lam fiercely counterattacked. Su Lam sneered and unleashed an ice barrage, shards flying everywhere. The freezing force pushed Yingli back, turning things dangerous fast. After the clash, Yingli's body cracked and shattered into pieces. Only then did Su Lam realize he was fighting a bizarre transcendent vessel. He immediately radioed to check on the 25th floor lab. A blonde guard at the lab door replied that everything was normal. The two guards grumbled about babysitting test subjects all day. Suddenly, metal tentacles shot from the wall and wrapped them up tight. They struggled in vain, bound too firmly to call for help. Right then, Wang Qiao casually stepped up and opened the lab door. He entered with heavy eyes, knowing his sister might be inside. The quiet room held 6 experiment beds lined up neatly. Wang Qiao instantly spotted his sister strapped to one of them. Seeing her miserable state nearly shattered his composure. Wang Wan opened her eyes, recognized him, and gave a weak smile. At that moment, the fake awakened Yin Ting appeared, lightning crackling in her hand. She fired a bolt immediately, but Wang Qiao's barrier blocked it. Wang Qiao moved his sister behind him and faced the enemy head-on. Yin Ting gathered a massive lightning sphere, clearly aiming to finish him. The electric orb shot at Wang Qiao with devastating force. Wang Qiao activated cess-level metal control, instantly erasing the attack. Zhao Yingyuan rushed in, launching countless metal spikes at Yin Ting. Yin Ting countered swiftly, grabbing Zhao Yingyuan and spinning her midair. She stepped back, realizing Wang Qiao's team wasn't as small as she thought. 2 black spheres suddenly exploded midair, forcing Yin Ting to dodge. After evading, she realized Yan Ni and Bu Lai were likely already dead. Jing Yan charged in, hurling explosive stone bombs at Yin Ting nonstop. The chain explosions shook the entire room, filling it with smoke. Su Lam arrived just in time, raising a massive ice wall to block the blast. Wang Qiao stepped forward, eyes cold as blades. Finally, all prey were present. Su Lam rolled his shoulder eagerly, ready to settle his unfinished score with Wang Qiao. Jing Yan took on Yin Ting so Wang Qiao could focus on Su Lam. Yin Ting scoffed, summoning 2 lightning spheres, unimpressed by her 3 opponents. Lightning rained down from above, forcing Jing Yan to counter with explosive stones. But the bolts sliced his stones in half, and he realized, he was completely countered. Yingli swiftly raised a shield to protect everyone from the lightning downpour. Meanwhile, Su Lam sneakily launched an ice strike at Wang Qiao. He sneered, convinced Wang Qiao was courting death. Wang Qiao answered with a blazing firestorm, pushing Su Lam's power right back. Furious, Su Lam slammed the ground, erecting an ice wall in defense. The thick ice wall blocked the incoming pillar of fire. Su Lam mocked him, certain puny flames couldn't melt his ice. Wang Qiao pretended to persist with fire while secretly charging another ability. Suddenly, metal spikes pierced through the ice wall, shocking Su Lam. The combined metal barrage and fire blast sent him flying backward. Su Lam skidded across the floor, wrecking tiles along the way. Yin Ting panicked, shouting his name as she saw him blasted away. Seizing her distraction, Ying Lai and Zhao Yingyuan attacked together. Yin Ting erupted with power, summoning countless lightning spheres around her. She shaped them into a massive electric blade and slashed at the duo. The strike was so fast it knocked both of them to the ground. Not letting them rise, Yin Ting unleashed relentless lightning strikes. Then she turned on Wang Qiao, roaring as she aimed to finish him. Wang Qiao merely sighed, unimpressed she wasn't strong enough to kill him. A massive explosion erupted between them, shaking the battlefield. When the smoke cleared, Wang Qiao was gripping Yin Ting's throat, forcing her own weapon through her body. He coldly mocked her speed as flashy but her strength as pathetic. Seeing her in danger, Su Lam encased himself in ice and rushed to rescue. Wang Qiao dragged Yin Ting aside, dodging the incoming hail of ice. Realizing Su Lam planned to retreat with her, Wang Qiao gave chase. Su Lam used his own body to block Wang Qiao's strike, bleeding but buying time. He summoned countless ice hands from the ground to slow Wang Qiao's team. Wang Qiao shattered the ice and ordered his allies to handle the lightning above. As devastating lightning crashed down, Yingli risked everything to raise an ice wall and save them. Wang Qiao sensed the lightning's abnormal surge, something far more dangerous was activating. The bolts knocked down allies behind him, and Wang Huan cried out in panic for help. With no choice, Wang Qiao used healing powers stolen from Wen Nanju to restore his team. Realizing the battlefield was spiraling out of control, he forced Yingli to lead everyone in retreat. In the distance, Su Lam performed an energy transfer ritual into Yin Ting, paying a heavy price. As the ritual neared completion, Su Lam grinned like the real show was just starting. He roared "Descend," and Wang Qiao instantly sensed a terrifying entity being summoned. Wang Qiao's system rapidly analyzed data, warning the threat exceeded the original battle level. Yin Ting floated midair like a sacrifice as Su Lam's green energy completed the ritual. Thought dead, Yin Ting suddenly opened her eyes with a sinister smile. The plan was merely a setup. Su Lam's body shattered into ice, and the cold voice of Saint Ceres echoed from within Yin Ting. From the ice fragments, she retrieved a strange green orb, the ritual's power core. The system warned Wang Qiao that linking with Qing Ceres' clone would cause severe backlash. The green orb fused into Yin Ting, unleashing a surge of new power. A colossal force burst forth like a tsunami, far beyond ordinary humans. Knowing retreat was impossible, Wang Qiao gritted his teeth and unleashed full firepower. He summoned 2 massive fire dragons, hoping to strike before she stabilized. Qing Ceres casually formed Light Ninja's defense, freezing the dragons midair. She sneered that she now controlled both metal and fire. Wang Qiao's tricks meant nothing. Realizing he had to stall, Wang Qiao urged Ying Li again to evacuate everyone. Qing Ceres saw them retreating and called down dozens of lightning bolts to wipe them out. Wang Qiao raised a golden magnetic field, using electricity against electricity to survive. Seeing through it, she scrambled the electric field with fresh strikes to destabilize his defense. 2 lightning snakes suddenly bound Wang Qiao's arms, throwing his field into chaos and backfiring on him. Cornered, Wang Qiao realized all he could do was grit his teeth and endure. Qing Ceres unleashed direct thunder, a brutal current torturing him inside the building. Watching her brother suffer, Wang Wan prayed desperately, vowing no one would touch Xiao Qiao. Her power erupted into a pink domain that even Qing series didn't expect. Within it, Wang Qiao's pain vanished. He realized his sister was bearing the full burden. Bloodied and barely conscious, Wang Huan staggered forward, protecting him with sheer will. Sensing danger, Qing series knocked Wang Huan out from behind, instantly shattering the domain. Seizing the opening, Yingli launched a desperate counterattack from behind. Qing series scoffed, dodging easily as if swatting a child's toy. She tapped Yingli's weapon, crushing it effortlessly with her power. A blast followed, tearing Yingli's body apart, the cost of defiance. Qing series turned to Wang Qiao, coldly asking how long he'd cling to victory fantasies. Even cornered, Wang Qiao smirked, win or lose, you fight to the end. Spitting blood, he still summoned a colossal blazing warrior behind him. At his command, it punched down, but Qing series blocked with an ice wall without flinching. Seeing the fire warrior, Qing series thrilled at Wang Qiao fusing over 4 domains. She laughed in delight, calling him destiny's generous gift. Wang Qiao ignored the chatter and ordered another crushing punch. Qing series leapt up, blocking with lightning. Admitting this vessel wouldn't last much longer. Forming a green energy core, she declared Shed Shoum true domain fusion. Her power exploded forward, halting Wang Qiao's offensive cold. The two forces collided in a catastrophic blast, shaking space itself. Recoiling from his own backlash, Wang Qiao staggered as his wounds worsened. Qing series regretted the vessel's collapse, hinting he must grow stronger to save his sister. Before fading, she challenged him reach calamity rank, then come find me. Clutching his chest, Wang Qiao looked at his unconscious sister, puzzled by her warning. He contacted rescue, reporting mission complete and requesting extraction. With other test subjects alive, he ordered rooftop helicopter pickup, no going back the old way. Wang Han soon woke in panic, calling Xiao Qiao the moment her eyes opened. Seeing him alive, she trembled, touching him as if fearing it was a dream. Wang Qiao reassured her that their mother was safe in the special zone and she could join her. After years apart, the siblings finally sat together, family warmth easing his heart. Wang Wan wept at his growth, wanting to hear everything he'd endured. Just as he began, the system abruptly flashed a warning. A cold notice appeared: Lian Jianzhou, your link partner has died. The news froze Wang Qiao, and Wang Huan sensed something was terribly wrong. Outside, Tao Zhen lost control, demanding answers about Lian Jianzhou's death. Wen Nanzhai restrained him, as Yuan Li was gravely injured and couldn't handle more shock. Yet Tao Zhen roared in despair, insisting old Lian had to be alive. Yuan Li weakly confirmed the painful truth: Captain Lian was dead. The words shattered Tao Zhen, who refused to accept reality. Right then, Director Du arrived, swiftly suppressing the chaos. Tao Zhen begged to lead a team back for rescue, still clinging to hope. Director Du coldly refused, ordering him back to await commands. Yuan Li recalled the earlier battle where the alien flora multiplied wildly and slaughtered the squad. Lian Jianzhou realized its reproduction speed was insane and decided it had to be destroyed. He ordered Yuan Li to report to the bureau and request a filaria bombardment. Calmly, Lian Jianzhou said their lives for the whole city was a bargain worth taking. He stepped forward to stall the creature, forcing Yuan Li to leave. With tears streaming, she spread her wings and fled the battlefield. Once she was gone, Lian Jianzhou sighed and faced the monster with total clarity. He revealed his true strength, coldly challenging it to a final showdown. Back to the present, the fire command was given and thousands of missiles rained onto the nest. Watching the massive explosion, Tao Zhen bid farewell to his old comrade in agony. Amid the chaos, Wang Qiao appeared and told Tao Zhen to retrieve Lian Jianzhou's body. Seeing the ruined battlefield, Wang Qiao understood why he'd never heard the name in his past life. Beneath cracked concrete, the alien flora core was still surrounded by tanks as Fu Huanxi approached. Noticing its tentacles still writhing, he realized it wasn't dead. On Fu Huanxi's order, all soldiers opened fire on the mass below. Thunderous blasts shook the ground, smoke swallowing the battlefield. From the smoke, mutated creatures burst out screaming, throwing the troops into chaos. Wang Qiao unleashed flames to incinerate them, sensing they were distracting with their main body. Qing Jiaoruo activated tactics at his side, a fire dragon soaring up to sweep enemies away. Fu Huanxi seized the chance, kicking one into the pit and grabbing a rifle. He raised the gun and aimed steadily at the remaining monsters. Purple energy bullets pierced targets, dropping mutated creatures one by one. Adjusting his angle, he locked onto their souls, denying any counterattack. The final shot detonated in the pit, burning the entire nest. As the smoke cleared, a lone figure stepped out from the ruins. Tao Zhen froze. It was Lian Jianzhou. Missing an arm and hollowed, he was clearly controlled by an alien entity. Tao Zhen refused to believe it, calling his old comrade's name in pain. In a split-second lapse, Lian Jianzhou struck, sending Tao Zhen crashing into a vehicle. Fu Huanxi aimed his gun, but still shouted the captain's name with faint hope. Seeing those empty eyes, he realized the man before him was no longer Lian Jianzhou. Memories surfaced of Lian Jianzhou teaching him that on the battlefield, an enemy is an enemy. Fu Huanxi wept, never imagining he'd have to pull the trigger on his comrade. As everyone hesitated, Wang Qiao silently rushed in and delivered a lethal slash. Possessed, Lian Jianzhou roared and lunged to bite Wang Qiao. Wang Qiao struck him with a heavy palm, blasting him off the pit's edge. Falling down, Lian Jianzhou was seized by the giant alien flora's tentacles. Without hesitation, Wang Qiao raised a fire shield and dove after him. Flames engulfed the abyss as Lian Jianzhou's screams echoed. Realizing the foe was stronger than expected, Wang Qiao pierced through his body to end it. Watching his dying comrade, Wang Qiao softly whispered a farewell. On the edge, Tao Zhen covered his face and sobbed as gunfire ended his friend's life. Suddenly, the alien Flora Core surged again, trying to seize Wang Qiao's body. He roared and erupted in flames, burning every last trace of it. When the battle ended, they retrieved Lian Jianzhou's body from the pit. Seeing their comrade lying still, the entire team sank into grief. Wang Qiao solemnly ordered a return to base. The funeral awaited. At the base hospital, Wang Qiao stood silently outside his sister's room. He asked about Wang Huan's condition, but Wen Nanji's eyes gave the answer away. When Nanji explained her body had overloaded from an ability surge beyond its limits. Hearing this, Wang Qiao knew it was the handiwork of Saint Ceres behind it all. He was Lan Zhenzhou's father. Flames before the coffin flickered, reflecting off tear-streaked faces. Sobs echoed through the hall. No words could match that sacrifice. Director Du called Wang Qiao aside. It was time for serious talk. Inside the base, he congratulated Wang Qiao on saving his sister. Asked about Wang Huan, Wang Qiao said she was stable for now. Director Du promised the base would provide anything he needed. He recalled their old deal and asked what Wang Qiao planned next. Wang Qiao knew the special zone was safest but also doomed someday. He answered that he hadn't decided his path yet. Director Du admitted the zone was overcrowded, with countless refugees outside. Many leaders, he revealed, were considering abandoning the city to preserve strength. The loss of ability users, especially Lian Jinzhou, had crippled the base. Even so, Director Du declared he wanted to try holding the city. The world was already chaos, running wouldn't escape the apocalypse. He invited Wang Xiao to officially join and take Lian Jianzhou's position. Back in the special zone, the Wang siblings returned to their small home. Their mother stepped out, calling to them through choked tears. Wang Wan threw herself into her mother's arms, sobbing after years apart. Their mother repeated that her children's safe return was enough. Watching the reunion, Wang Qiao's eyes reddened too. Later, he called Director Du, agreeing to join but demanding to choose his own team. His mother's call for dinner pulled him back to rare peace. Wang Qiao vowed silently to protect his family and change the zone's fate. In the base training hall, ability users drilled for upcoming battles. Wang Qiao stepped onto the field with the aura of a new leader. Everyone saluted in unison at his arrival. From that moment, Squad Langyan was officially formed. A month later, many outer districts had fallen to mutated creatures. In a temporary shelter, survivors trembled, awaiting disaster. A red crab appeared, drawing a curious young man closer. He picked it up, unaware he was holding danger. The crab opened its mouth, revealing razor-sharp teeth. Suddenly, countless crabs swarmed in, turning the shelter into a massacre. Inside the base, an old man brought a gold box to bribe a powerful figure. The young master glanced at the gold and sneered it was pocket change. He hurled the box at the old man's head like a joke. He mocked that such gold couldn't buy a special zone quota. Terrified, the old man apologized and retreated to gather more money. The young master bragged that housing in the zone was now worth a life. A subordinate reported that evicting a certain mother and son was tricky. Their relative was a captain. Enraged, he ordered them thrown out, even by force. In the wasteland outside, Fu Huanxi gripped his gun, ready to fight. He used Star-Chasing Soul Lock, aiming at a revenant charging Wang Qiao. Another revenant ambushed from behind, nearly throwing Wang Qiao's team into danger. Fu Huanxi reacted instantly, shooting it down before it struck. Wang Qiao pointed to the next target, signaling to end this fast. He swung his blade, cleaving a mutant in half and clearing the path. Fu Huanxi walked over, casually asking if his shot was up to standard. Wang Qiao suspected that bullet was meant for him. Huanxi just laughed it off. Ignored, the monster roared and erupted in fury. The mutant charged with savage force as flames engulfed the battlefield. A radio alert blared. Massive mutant numbers at the harbor required immediate support. Wang Qiao accepted the order at once, heading for reinforcements without hesitation. Before leaving, he asked about Feng's condition to ensure the team could keep fighting. Wang Qiao kicked the mutant down, opening a clean kill window. He leapt from above and delivered the decisive slash to its head. The blade split the monster's skull in two, fight over in a blink. Wang Qiao mocked that a mere level 3 had made them sweat this much. He ordered the squad to clear fast and reinforce Captain Tao immediately. At the harbor control room, Wang Qiao and Huan Shi regrouped with Tao Jun for updates. Huan Shi bragged that without Wang Qiao, he'd have handled it solo anyway. Tao Jun revealed the threat this time was mutated sea creatures. Right then, Lu Hu rushed in, panting with urgent news. Wang Qiao thought she'd been bullied on the ship and bombarded her with questions, leaving her baffled. Lu Hu snapped and threw a punch, forcing everyone to dodge. Tao Jun looked to the sea. Mutated marine life had already reached shore. Wang Qiao recalled how Lu Hu and Xiao Yu once nearly died surrounded by these things. Thanks to them holding the line, the harbor had barely survived till now. But Wang Qiao realized the sea assault came far earlier than in his past life. Sirens blared sharply. The next wave had begun. Tao Jun led everyone out to confront it. At the docks, countless mutated sea beasts surfaced. A giant one lunged, claws slashing at the defense line. Tao Jun punched straight through its body without hesitation. Other tentacles whipped in but were severed by a flaming blade. Another massive fish charged, teeth sharp as knives. Wang Qiao blocked and noticed its bite was absurdly tough. Amid the chaos, 2 level 3 beasts pinned Wang Qiao at once. From afar, Fu Huanxi sniped one cleanly in the head to free him. Realizing firepower lacked, he activated Deadly Ember to boost damage. The devastating shot slammed into the level 3 beast. Yet it didn't die. Instead, it grew even more feral. Then another colossal sea creature burst from the water onto the field. Barely recovering, Wang Qiao faced another relentless assault. He grabbed the giant fish's fin and spun it like a living weapon. He hurled it into another beast, smashing them together. But instead of dying, the two fused into a new giant creature. Their bodies compressed into a trembling purple sphere before him. A second later, it exploded violently, shaking the coastline. Wang Qiao was stunned. These fish could self-destruct when cornered. Cao Zhen rushed over, worried Wang Qiao was caught in the blast. They quickly analyzed the self-detonation, but none had seen such a case. Suddenly, Zhao Yingyuan popped up behind him, startling Wang Qiao. She cheerfully said, "Good thing they came, otherwise the harbor was doomed." Shockingly, she was preparing to cook the monster tentacles. She claimed to understand the enemy. "You've got to taste them." At that moment, a massive mutated shark shadow rose from the ocean. Wang Qiao ordered everyone to defend and retreat from the harbor. The shark's jaws shattered the ground, making the docks quake. Wang Qiao realized these beasts had entered the fourth evolution stage. Hearing that, Fu Huanxi went pale. This level was deadly. Wang Qiao chose immediate withdrawal. The harbor couldn't withstand stage 4. As they retreated, a massive explosion erupted behind them. Cao Zhen tried contacting Wang Qiao but got no signal. Zhao Yingyuan panicked, insisting on going back despite the danger. She kicked the car door open, forcing the team to slam the brakes. She stubbornly demanded to return for Wang Qiao, baffling everyone. Luckily, the signal came back. They were safe. On the way back, Wang Qiao wondered why the car was missing a door. Cao Zhen confirmed the harbor truly had fourth-stage monsters. He worried that if higher sea beasts invaded land, disaster would follow. Meanwhile, at the base, Wang Huan was trying to train her ability again. The backlash hit Wang Huan instantly, making her cough up blood. In pain, she still forced herself to grow stronger, refusing to burden her brother. Right then, two men arrived, pressuring her family to vacate the room. The leader acted polite, but clearly wanted to seize it. He veiled his threats in sugary words. He claimed Wang Qiao couldn't protect them forever. Worse, he eyed Wang Huan's looks with disgusting intent. When Madame Wang tried to slap him, he grabbed her wrist and threatened back. Hearing the noise, Wang Huan rushed out. Seeing her mother shoved to the floor, she panicked and ran over. The thug's lecherous stare made things even more dangerous. Furious, Wang Huan unleashed her domain at the two men. They panicked upon realizing she was an awakened. But her overloaded power shattered the domain, backfiring on her. Sensing she couldn't control it, the thugs immediately changed tactics. They advanced to forcibly evict the mother and daughter. Suddenly, a figure dashed in and kicked both thugs flying. A cold stab pierced the remaining one before he could flee. Zhou Yingwan stood icy, warning they'd just become her lab blueprints. Half an hour earlier, Wang Qiao had split off to see Director Du while she went to find Wang Huan. Had only told her not to cause trouble. Shed grinned and run off anyway. Outside the office, a captain said Director Du was meeting the Special Zone Commander. Wang Qiao asked if it was Commander Zhou. Fu Wanxi revealed Commander Zhou supported abandoning the city. Wang Qiao asked who truly held more power, Director Du or Commander Zhou. Cao Zhen replied that in these times real power belonged to ability users. Just then, Commander Zhou emerged with a cane, radiating authority. Behind him walked Mu Feng, whose eyes turned hostile at Wang Qiao. Mu Feng suddenly drew his sword, pointing it at Wang Qiao in provocation. He laughed arrogantly, calling it a greeting since the future was long. Wang Qiao patted his shoulder teasingly, putting him on guard. Mu Feng stormed off angrily after the brief clash. Cao Zhen noted this was the new ability user recruited by Commander Zhou. Wang Qiao chuckled, had already seen the man's true value. The system activated a contract with Mu Feng, granting Wang Qiao rank Divine Metal. In the office, Director Du studied the map, admitting Stage 4 sea beast had appeared. Had tried contacting higher-ups for aid, no response yet. Cao Zhen admitted even Wang Qiao struggled to harm Stage 4 monsters. Director Du cut in, shifting focus to the base's dire state. Wang Qiao reminded them that survivors outside the walls were increasing. Director Du revealed Commander Zhou wanted to leave them as human shields. Wang Qiao realized greed and selfishness still plagued humanity. Cao Zhen suggested only nuclear weapons might kill a Stage 4 beast. A guard suddenly burst and Zhao Yingyuan had caused major trouble. Wang Qiao sprang up, demanding to be taken there. Zhao Xiao's hand was nailed to a table, blood everywhere. In pain and panic, he demanded what the girl wanted. Zhao Yingyuan casually lifted his head like handling lab material. Nails floated around her as she announced a little game. Zhao Xiao trembled, asking what game, staring at her terrifying eyes. She said the key was choice and dropped a lighter onto the table. Flames flared up as Zhao Xiao screamed that his father was Commander Zhou. Just then, Wang Qiao and Tao Zhen rushed in to stop her. Zhao Yingyuan looked at Wang Qiao, insisting she hadn't caused trouble. She explained Zhao Xiao had bullied Wang Huan and her mother first. Zhao Xiao still arrogantly threatened to have them all expelled. Zhao Yingyuan added that Wang Huan had coughed blood and their mother was shoved down. Hearing this, Wang Qiao's gaze turned icy as he asked Director Du if they fought outside to protect people like this. Chief Du tries to calm Wang Qiao, promising a full investigation because an unclear mess will only make the city implode. At peak tension, the glass door explodes as Mu Feng kicks in, icy eyes announcing the showdown arrived early. Mu Feng came to check on Zhao Xiao by his father's order, but the tragic scene screams way out of control. He demands answers from Chief Du, who coldly dodges and orders him to take his people and leave. Du declares he'll personally speak with Commander Zhao, forcing a displeased Mu Feng to back off for now. Before leaving, Mu Feng points at Wang Qiao with a threat, finally igniting Wang Qiao's bottled rage. Done with investigations, Wang Qiao flatly admits he killed the man, calling it personal business. Flames erupt as Wang Qiao burns Zhao Xiao alive on the spot, stunning everyone speechless. A panicked subordinate calls Zhao Jia to report Zhao Xiao's death, clearly cueing revenge mode. The reply is icy, bring back the killer's head, and Mu Feng knows war is unavoidable. Sword drawn with a cold grin, Mu Feng admits he wanted this duel, just not this life or death edition. Chief Du tries to mediate with Zhao Jia, but Wang Xiao cuts in, saying weakness now means the city falls. Mu Feng roars and blitzes forward to kill, while Wang Xiao stands still like it's all scripted. As the blade drops, Wang Xiao blocks it barehanded, declaring the city needs only one will. Flames swirl on his fingertip as Wang Xiao says the city doesn't need multiple voices, then aims at Mu Feng's forehead. Before Mu Feng can blink, a pillar of fire erupts and splits him clean in two. Afterward, Lu Hu bluntly states Wang Qiao killing an awakened has pushed Chief Du and Commander Zhao into open conflict. Though Zhao Jia temporarily yields, they still control the Special Zone Army, making city politics a tangled nightmare. The two stand atop the wall, watching the undead flood the front line as the defense starts to wobble. From the report, Wang Qiao instantly realizes a massive corpse tide is attacking again. Soldiers raise guns and fire on command, trying to stop the climbing undead wave. Bullets drop many undead, but their overwhelming numbers keep pouring in. Wang Qiao notes the corpse tide formed too fast, clearly something powerful is pulling strings. He asks if a mature aberration is among them, because if so, the defense is doomed. Right then, a giant mutated creature with scythe-like blades lunges up the wall, ready to rip it apart. Wang Xiao immediately identifies it as a mature aberration strong enough to shatter defenses. Lu Hu quickly unleashes flames to stop the beast from scaling the wall. The team unloads firepower, trying to knock it down before it breaches the top. But the monster dodges every bullet and vaults onto the wall, shocking everyone. Wang Qiao forms a fire sword, realizing fighting up here would get soldiers killed. Without hesitation, he kicks the beast off the wall, dragging the battle outside. The creature crashes down roaring madly, but Wang Xiao is already chasing. From afar, Wang Xiao charges with blazing fire sword, intent on ending the mature aberration fast. His first strike severs one of its legs, but the beast counters with its razor scythe. Wang Qiao activates his ability, flames engulfing and shredding the creature into pieces. Standing by the massive blast crater, he realizes his new ability fused with flames just boosted his power big time. Suddenly, a giant rat-like creature with sharp claws ambushes from behind. Wang Xiao reacts instantly, swinging his sword to force it back, yet sensing the danger isn't over. The monster leaps onto another huge beast as purple energy flares, signaling yet another high-level threat. Wang Qiao sighs under pressure, realizing he now faces two mature aberrations at once. On the wall, Tao Cheng and Fu Huanqi fire and roar, gambling their lives to hold back the undead tide. Suddenly, Tao Cheng senses something off and goes on high alert, prompting his teammate to ask what's wrong. He spots mutated birds circling overhead like battlefield supervisors pulling the strings. Below, the undead keep charging madly, crushing the defense with sheer pressure. Tao Cheng realizes the horror these undead move in formation, not chaos like they have a commander. Staring at the monster sea below, he can only pray that thought is just paranoia. Meanwhile, Wang Xiao keeps dodging lethal swipes from undead swarming him on all sides. Outnumbered, he still mocks them, though he knows they're stalling for time. The mature aberration roars, instantly becoming the undead's field commander. At its signal, hordes of undead leap at Wang Xiao like a disciplined army. Wang Xiao unleashes fire to block them, quickly realizing they're just pinning him down. On the wall, Lu Hu summons a giant flame serpent to incinerate climbers. Even so, the monster count overwhelms the soldiers, who panic as bullets barely thin the tide. Zhao Yingyuan dives into the front line, slashing while shouting for soldiers to aim at the hearts. Suddenly, a massive punch from a beast slams toward her before she can dodge. The violent impact explodes across the wall, and everyone screams Zhao Yingyuan's name. Hearing that, Wang Qiao falters for a split second, knowing his teammate's in danger. To break free, he summons a fire giant whose punch pulverizes the beast, blocking him. Amid thick smoke on the wall, Zhao Yingyuan and the monster continue their brutal duel. Their clash is so fierce that a whole section of wall trembles from the shockwaves. But the beast's strength overwhelms her, blasting Zhao Yingyuan off the wall. Midair, the monster grabs her wrist, and for a naive second she thinks it's saving her. Instead, it hoists her higher and hurls her down, nearly shattering her body. Zhao Yingyuan struggles to stand through agony while the monster grins wickedly. Seeing her peril, soldiers unite and unleash concentrated gunfire at the beast. Under counterattack, the monster roars furiously, murderous intent blazing in its eyes. It swings its massive claws in retaliation, sending soldiers into near-massacre panic. Just then, silver threads infused with purple spiritual energy shoot in and bind the monster tight. Zhao Yingyuan pours all her spiritual power into tightening the restraints, refusing to let it escape. But the beast suddenly erupts with strength, shredding the bindings in a blink. Terrifying purple aura spreads as it unfurls its wings, violet flames engulfing its body. It even sticks out its tongue mockingly, taunting its exhausted foe. Refusing to lose, Zhao Yingyuan gathers thousands of steel bullets into a swirling storm and hurls them with full force. She smirks coldly and commands the strike, betting everything on this decisive blow. Elsewhere, artillery thunders, shaking the battlefield with colossal explosions. Meanwhile, Wang Qiao sees through the scheme. The beast before him is stalling while another mature aberration assaults the wall. Realizing time's up, Wang Qiao decides to end this fast. His aura explodes as he prepares to unleash full power against the monster. The system alerts him he can fuse flame creation with divine slash, and Wang Qiao accepts instantly. A new surge of power erupts as the fusion completes, forming the skill Fire God Slash. A red flame tears across the sky, and the monster's eyes flash with fear at its terrifying might. A catastrophic explosion follows, flames crushing space itself and annihilating the beast. As the smoke clears, Wang Qiao stands firm with sword in hand, then immediately thinks of Zhao Yingwan. On the wall, Zhao Yingwan is exhausted yet still manages a defiant curse at the monster. But before the dust settles, another beast appears behind her, raising razor-sharp claws. Zhao Yingwan senses danger and barely dodges in time. The beast sneers and blitzes forward, aiming to crush her instantly. The overwhelming pressure forces Zhao Yingyuan to cough up blood. She triggers her ability, forming a massive metal shield to block the strike. The monster's claws shred the shield effortlessly, boosting its arrogance. Gravely injured and trembling, Zhao Yingyuan still refuses to fall. The beast spreads its wings and clamps her throat, ready for the kill. Even impaled by spikes, she secretly condenses her spiritual power into a purple sphere. Seizing a gap, she shoves the energy sphere straight into its mouth. The beast howls in pain and drops her, sending Zhao Yingyuan crashing down. Spikes erupt from its throat, tearing it apart from the inside as it writhes. Wiping blood from her lips, Zhao Yingyuan coldly mocks the monster for swallowing her trap. Yet with terrifying vitality, it breaks the spikes and rises to fight on. It stalks toward her slowly, eyes vicious and crushing. Covered in wounds, Zhao Yingyuan still prepares one final strike. Right then, Wang Qiao descends from the sky like a falling inferno. His full-force punch slams the beast into the ground, shattering the earth. Flames engulf its body, drawing agonized screams. The massive explosion lights up the battlefield, stunning even Lu Hu afar. As smoke clears, Wang Qiao stands before Zhao Yingyuan like a human shield. Leaning on a rock, Zhao Yingyuan grins carefree, as if the war just took a coffee break. Wang Qiao heals her while scolding her recklessness. She simply says she knew had come. Suddenly, cheers from the wall announce the mutated creatures are retreating. Exhausted soldiers sigh in relief, but Cao Cheng watches the retreat with suspicion. Noticing they're withdrawing in the same direction, he decides to investigate. His spirit eagle follows the monsters toward mountains shrouded in purple mist. There, a mutated creature stands weak, as if fresh from a sinister ritual. The horrifying sight shows dozens of beasts vomiting blood across the ground. Their corpses pile into a mountain of gore, nourishing a giant crimson egg above. Inside, a monster fetus pulses with veins, radiating a dreadful aura. Suddenly, a gray spiked beast appears and skewers the eagle with its tail. Bound by the spirit link, Cao Cheng suffers backlash, vomiting blood and collapsing. Nearly blinded by pain, he still demands to see Chief Du immediately. After the battle, Wang Qiao and Fu Wanqi sit in the cafeteria under heavy tension. When Lu Hu arrives alone, Wang Qiao learns Cao Cheng is urgently reporting to Chief Du. In the cafeteria, Wang Qiao bluntly asks what Cao Cheng saw, sensing this is no small matter. Fu Wanqi admits Cao Cheng said nothing, just rushed off to Chief Du, which felt wrong. He recalls Cao Cheng's rare panic and knows whatever he saw was catastrophic. In the office, Cao Cheng reports the human fetus, and Chief Du instantly grasps the danger. Analysis shows surrounding mature aberrations guard the fetus like loyal servants. Chief Du asks about the undead hierarchy, steering toward a new research discovery. He explains that when mutation surpasses life limits, it enters a new stage called the extreme mutation stage. Cao Cheng connects the dots. The fetus may be an extreme mutation, undead commanding the rest. Chief Du concludes that if the extreme mutation has intelligence, this isn't instinct, it's organized war. In the following days, corpse tides surge, leaving the city nearly encircled. Though the army bombs the extreme mutation fetus zone nonstop, every attempt fails. Internally, Zhang Rong erupts, arguing they should have abandoned the city long ago. Some echo retreat, while others warn stepping outside now would mean faster death. Zhang Rong angrily grabs a dissenter by the collar, calling city defense sheer stupidity. He shoves the man to the ground to assert dominance real subtle. He even suggests using a group as undead bait so he can retreat safely. In a formal meeting, Chief Du gathers everyone to plan against the extreme mutation fetus. Cao Cheng invites Fu Wanqi to speak first, citing his top combat experience. Fu Wanqi bluntly proposes a suicide squad with explosives to destroy the fetus. Pressing for intel, he finds almost no one knows the target's actual abilities. Chief Du confirms at least 7 mature aberrations guard it. Fu Wanqi gives a cold laugh. Success odds are basically a prayer. Someone nervously asks if participation is mandatory. Chief Du states firmly completely voluntary. Wang Qiao finally speaks, asking what they get in return for risking their lives. Chief Du answers the only reward is a slim hope for the city. Hearing that, Wang Qiao stands and silently weighs the risks. After thinking it through, he accepts that fragile hope despite the power gap. He leaves the room, saying only to call him when it's time. Watching his back, Fu Wanqi feels jealous and irritated at Wang Qiao stealing the spotlight again. Yet moments later, Fu Wanqi himself stands up, surprising everyone. He declares it's better to gamble than wait to die and joins the suicide squad. At sunset, Wang Qiao stands alone on the wall, gazing at the distant battlefield. A drunken Duanli strolls up, making the mood oddly tense. She introduces herself and sits on the wall like it's a final chat before doom. Wang Qiao recalls she once cheered Lianzhou against him, so he stays cautious. She asks why his joining when he could survive by leaving. Half drunk, she says her captain once called Wang Qiao a reckless gambler. Suddenly, she laughs wildly, hurls her bottle down, and screams that the dead still give her orders. She falls off the wall, but a stream of blue water lifts her midair. Floating in blue currents, Duanli proudly declares she won't die so pathetically. Just then, Zhao Yinyuan steps up and bluntly says she's joining Wang Qiao's mission. He urges her to recover instead, but her steady gaze says decision made. They glance at the floating Duanli, who gets the hint and teases them. Wang Qiao gently explains he's not rejecting her, he has a bigger task for her. He reveals the planned shell guard beneath the city gate to support the squad. Below, armored vehicles loaded with explosives finish preparations. On the wall, Chief Du hears that many undead near the gate have been lured away. At the order, the armed convoy rolls out of the special zone. Chief Du watches them leave, knowing it's nearly a one-way trip. From the vehicle, Wang Qiao looks back at Zhou Yinyuan one last time. The convoy speeds through the ruined city under scout aircraft escort. Air control instructs all units to limit communication to avoid signal interference. Scouts detect undead on the right and assign Vehicle 3 to handle it. Wang Qiao takes the order and drives Vehicle 3 straight into the horde. The undead swarm quickly, pressure mounting around the vehicle. Inside, the team jokes nervously to mask their fear of dying. Suddenly, a beast clamps onto a wheel, throwing the vehicle off balance. The vehicle flips over amid a battlefield crawling with undead. Everyone scrambles out through thick smoke. Another undead appears howling, dragging an entire horde toward them. Facing a sea of monsters, someone mutters they're definitely dead this time. Amid the chaos, Wang Qiao smiles because this is exactly as planned. Before departure, the captain had analyzed that a direct path to the fetus through the wilds was impossible. From that, they devise an onion tactic, peeling layers of formation to carve a path. The strongest guard the explosive truck at the core, while outer vehicles break encirclements. Support cars lure undead off the main road so the central truck can sprint ahead. Scout aircraft constantly guide each vehicle's route. The convoy shifts directions on command to drag monsters away from the main line. Sure enough, the brainless undead instantly chase the bait cars. Inside a breaker vehicle, the team eagerly braces for their part of the show. The car accelerates through the horde, dragging them even farther out. One guy even blasts music as the car releases undead-attracting chemicals. The red gas spreads, luring monsters like moths to a very deadly flame. Suddenly, a giant white bone spear shoots in from afar and pierces the lead car. The vehicle explodes instantly in a sea of fire. The team panics, realizing an enemy is attacking from long range. The wreck flips over while the bone weapon glows red like a living arm. Wang Qiao rushes out, gathering flames to rescue trapped teammates. Most inside are nearly dead, yet one staggers up and urges the mission to continue. Another panics and tries to flee, earning furious shouts from comrades. At that moment, another bone spear hurtles in from the distance. It impales the coward on the spot. Instant, brutal silence. Air scouts finally locate the attacker amid eastern undead ranks. Fu Wanqi immediately modifies his sniper rifle with his ability and takes aim. A massive water blast infused with spiritual energy fires at the target. The undead stares in shock as the torrent barrels toward it. White smoke engulfs the area after the shot. When it clears, the monster still stands, purple killing intent blazing. The undead horde tightens its grip around the convoy. Wang Qiao stays calm. This chaos is the tactic's core feature. The explosive truck at the center is the true life or death key. The outer vehicles accept being bait to clear the path. That special red gas is the plan's trump card. The undead lose their minds chasing its scent. But the mysterious enemy's arrival shatters the balance. The lead car's explosion signals a major derailment. The attacker is identified as an aberrant undead. Fu Wanqi responds with his strongest sniper strike. Yet the enemy survives, meaning the real battle just begins. Having dodged the blow, the undead bares its teeth, smug as if victorious. Then a blazing red fire staff suddenly spears through its body. Blood sprays as the beast howls under the surprise counterattack. Wang Qiao grips the weapon, coldly declaring it temporarily suppressed, and orders full speed ahead. After the tense clash, the convoy finally pushes into abandoned city. The scout aircraft withdraw. Undead here target anything airborne. In the lead car, Du only asks about Cao Cheng's injured eyes. Cao Cheng activates Eagle Eye and orders his spirit beast back to scouting. The eagle soars skyward to trace the enemy. Meanwhile, at headquarters, subordinates report the suicide squad has entered abandoned city. Commander Zhao coolly asks about the corpse tied outside. Has told most undead have been lured away by the convoy. Commander Zhao smiles. The suicide mission conveniently aids his own scheme. He immediately sends men to Wang Qiao's home to seize his family as hostages. An old man inside senses something wrong and grows alert. He throws on a coat and prepares to check outside. Armed soldiers search room by room, forcibly dragging people away. The captain orders that capturing most targets is good enough. The old man quickly hides in a corner, plotting his next move. Back in abandoned city, Du Yanli notes they've lost 3 vehicles, danger escalating fast. Cao Cheng, eyes newly healed, calmly reassures everyone. With Eagle Eye, Cao Cheng spots a giant bone spike hurtling their way. Turns out the undead from earlier isn't dead and is sniping from a supermarket rooftop. Fu Wanqi jumps out and lines up a sniper shot instantly. The beast roars and fires flaming bone spikes straight at the convoy. The system blares warnings 2 front vehicles are target locked. Suddenly, a massive earth wall erupts to block the attack. Wang Qiao shouts for the convoy to push forward while he holds the enemy off. Just as they accelerate, the ground trembles violently. A giant wrath-headed humanoid bursts from underground to assault the convoy. Fu Wanqi takes a brutal hit and is badly injured. Wang Qiao checks on him, but Fu Wanqi insists the mission comes first. Even wounded, he rises with a reckless grin. No retreat. He fires at the monster, but it swiftly dodges. Locking on again, Fu Wanqi shoots a second round to finish it. Another bone spike intercepts the bullet midair. Fu Wanqi realizes the enemies are coordinating, not acting on instinct. He unleashes continuous fire at the hidden sniper's position. Meanwhile, Wang Qiao restrains the rat fiend using creation ability. He lifts the sealed mass and launches a barrage of spikes to end it. After the chaos, night falls. Fu Wanqi checks the team and exhales. Everyone's alive. During a brief rest, Wang Xiao and Fu Huanxi inspect the wrecked vehicle to plan next steps. Grinding his teeth, Fu Huanxi admits the sniper undead is maddeningly elusive. Wang Qiao decides to ignore it and catch up with Cao Cheng's team before delays ruin everything. Their vehicle is totaled, so Fu Huanxi hands all ammo over to Wang Qiao. Wang Qiao perks up. This is exactly his specialty. He channels energy, coating metal fragments in blazing red fire. Within seconds, the vehicle is fully reconstructed under his creation ability. Ahead, Cao Cheng drives through the night, warning the real battle is near. Above, the spirit eagle scouts through the darkness. With eagle eye, Cao Cheng spots an ambushing undead on a building to the left. The creature morphs its arms into giant tentacles and slams them toward the convoy. A scarfist warrior stands atop the vehicle to intercept the strike. He fires relentlessly at the massive limb, making the beast howl. Another teammate transforms into a wild wolf and charges the tentacles head-on. The undead sprouts even more arms to continue the fight. The scarfist warrior activates shadow burning control to incinerate the limbs. His ability scorches the giant arms away piece by piece. The monster shrieks as bullets and powers tear its body apart. Cao Cheng orders Du Wanli to finish it. She leaps onto the vehicle roof, smirking and calling it Little Tentacle. Du Wanli unleashes a colossal water surge that swallows the enemy whole. As the foe is swept away, Cao Cheng commands full speed toward the target. After attacking, Du Wanli casually drinks atop the car while waves churn behind. In the distance, the Crimson Extreme Mutation fetus hangs over a corpse mountain, heavily guarded. Realizing they're close, Cao Cheng asks if Du Wanli sees Wang Qiao's team. Right then, Wang Qiao's vehicle rockets in from behind like an arrow, lifting everyone's spirits.